Tonight, we are broadcasting from the Silven Street. Man, I'll let you know. We already got people in the house. Tommy from Lynn's here already. He's ready to go. We got Topher here as well. And we're joined by you at 617-779-0985. Well, let's lead it off. You just heard the end of game between the New York Knicks and Celtics. Celtics win again tonight. And the opening take is presented by Super Service Today. Winter's coming. Don't get caught in the cold. Super Service Today delivers New England's most complete home heating system health and safety check, catching problems before they catch you. Stay safe, stay warm. Book now at superservicetoday.com. Well, I wanted to start with, are the Celtics back? And I don't know if they are back. I'll say that. Are the Celtics back? I don't know. But Jaylen Brown is playing like Jaylen Brown. He was elite last night. As elite as he's been, probably since the championship run when he was Finals MVP. Last night he was doing things on the court, though, that showed the talent, the ability, and all the things that we've always been, whether talked about when it comes to Jaylen Brown or thought maybe what he could do. And he crossed up Mitchell Robinson on a one-on-one, shot right over him. He's a big guy. He took Hart, Bridges, you name it, took him to the basket, and just was electric, showed his explosion. He was getting inside to the paint and scoring from the basket. He was dishing passes while going into the paint. He was truly amazing to watch tonight. And really, I don't know if we're talking enough about this 5-game stretch that he's been on, and that's why I wanted to start Celtics tonight. We'll do all the Patriots and everything that's going on with them, and Drake May once again winning awards. We'll do all that, and we'll look ahead as the bye week is here. But I did want to start Celtics tonight and what Jaylen Brown's doing, and just, we've done Celtics talk, but they haven't done anything for us to really get into it. Everything has been about, the ownership group, the new team, playing without Tatum, and are they going to hit the win total? Like, that's generally has been the discussion when it comes to the Celtics. But when it comes to Jaylen Brown himself, we brought it up last week regarding his comments calling out the team. I'll bookmark that because I want to get into a little bit. But as far as last night's game goes, Jaylen Brown never had to prove to me that he could do this. My take all along has been when Jaylen Brown plays to an elite level, the Celtics are unbeatable. Now, that's with Jason Tatum, of course. But I'll just say it like it is. Jaylen Brown hasn't consistently done this throughout his career. Has he been an all-star and 20-point scorer, elite defender, two-way player? Absolutely. All NBA, you name it, he's been on the list at least, third team or whatever. So he's never had to prove to me that he can do this. And that's even without Tatum being on the floor. Jaylen Brown can do this every night. And it's kind of like he's doing it now because he needs to. He did call out the team last week, but they're improving. There was times where he was still scoring 30 and 40, 30 points a night, and the team was struggling and losing. And that was kind of my takeaway was, Jaylen had got his 35. Okay. Oh, they lost though. All right. Because that's what I thought this season was about. Like, Jaylen wants to be the guy, but are they going to be successful and can they win? So I always knew he could do this. He never had to prove that to me. But now I think he's proving that he can make others better. And I think that's the biggest takeaway when it comes to Jason Tatum. Not to compare the two. I'm not trying to do that. Jason Tatum makes everybody better. You can see it. Him not being here, he made Derek White the player that he was, Peyton Pritchard, et cetera, et cetera. Now we're seeing it with Jaylen Brown. And it's been a 5-game sample, but I think it's real. And the game and the teams that they beat and the games that they won, he's been a part of it all. The numbers are huge. They're huge. 30 points, 30, 42 last night. But Jaylen Brown's impact is beyond that at the moment. It's absolutely beyond that. So the Celtics are legitimately good? Question mark? I mean, now are people starting to bring up the Jason Tatum when they return? I mean, if you look at the Eastern Conference, just beat Detroit. They just beat the Cavs. So why shouldn't they be in the conversation? The Celtics just went through a stretch of games versus Orlando, who they played in the playoffs. Detroit, who was on a 13-game winning streak. Minnesota, who's one of the better teams in the league, and they hung around. And then Cleveland, that was a shocker on a back-to-back. So this stretch, they're 3-1. Oh, and then they win last night against the New York Knicks. 4-1 stretch. What are they, tied or a half game behind the Cavs right now? Like, they're a half game out of the top 5 through the first quarter of the season. I ask you this, everybody out there. Are you in or out on the Celtics right now? I've been watching. It's been interesting. There's been ebbs and flows for me of, all right, I'm going to watch the Bruins tonight because they've been competitive, and now, well, the Celtics, I don't know. I've had a lot of question marks regarding this team, but now something's changed, and I think it's led by Jaylen Brown. I think it's led by his commentary. I think it's led by the coach starting to make some different moves when it comes to personnel. And maybe he was challenged. Maybe he was called out in that situation. I looked at it through a different layer personally, and I'll save that for the other side here. But there's a change in the Boston Celtics, and I think it's Jaylen Brown. I think he called some people out. And now it's starting to play to his style. So your thoughts on that at 617-779-0985. Just a couple of other things regarding Jaylen Brown. He's currently third most points per game in a season in Celtics history. Now, Tatum had the most at 30. Larry Bird did it. Now it's Jaylen Brown's time. Listen, the Celtics aren't perfect. It's definitely improving. A win on national television versus the New York Knicks, who blew them out earlier this year. Yeah, they made a nice, strong comeback, but isn't that the case? The Celtics held them off. That's the story. Jaylen Brown scored. They played defense. They held them off. And now they're getting contributions from different guys on different nights. And we'll get into them. But it's working right now for the Celtics. It's only one game, but it was certainly boots to asses. To quote a man who said that on his stream last night, one Jaylen Brown. So I do want to get more into the Celtics if you want to talk about it. We haven't done much green teaming at nights, guys, so we'll get your take on it on the other side. I'm Joe Murray. We are live from the Silven Street Grille in Peabody. It's busy. We have giveaways. I'm looking at a bunch of stuff here. So come on by, eat, drink, and chill at the Sylvan Street Grille. And just wanted to tell you, if you're looking to do a holiday party or anything like that, this is the spot. They got a couple of nice little rooms in the back for you and gift cards as well. You don't want to forget those. Nice little stocking stuffer for you. I'm ready to stuff my face at some point throughout the night. So Tyler Newton's here. I'm Joe Murray. We'll get Skaz's thoughts on the Celtics and where they're at right now. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub. All right, we're back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. We're live from the Sylvan Street Grille in Peabody. Eat, drink, and chill at the Sylvan Street Grille. And wow, I said I can't wait to stuff my face. And before I even saw the name, the steak and cheese egg rolls came out, and the wings, and the wedge platter, and I don't even know what that is. So we're going to have to do a little investigation later on to what it is. But we're here, and we said, hey, come on by, and people are already coming by. So love to see that from the people coming in. Hey, we're on YouTube as well. You can see me. Maybe I'll get a bit of camera view so you can see what's going on in just a bit. But just go to youtube.com, search 98.5 The Sports Hub, and then boom, click live, and you'll probably see my beautiful face. And it's so festive. There is a nice little, what do we call this back here, Tyler? A little reef? Nice little reef behind us here. So, hey, we're starting Celtics tonight, and Jaylen Brown and what he's been doing over the last few games. Just listen to this. Humor me here, because I know people are in and out. It's been the holidays. You know, I think the perception on the Celtics is they're not going to win a championship, so tune out. But Jaylen Brown over his last 8 games is averaging 32 points a game. He's averaging close to 8 rebounds per game and 6 assists. That's impressive to me. He's got almost 2 steals a game. He's shooting 57% from the field. But the big thing is that they're 6-2. They're 6-2. Normally, he would score 30 a night. The team would struggle, and it would be the 2-6 record. That's the change. That's the one thing I'm seeing. And to me, they are getting contributions elsewhere. My take on the Celtics this year was Joe Mazzulla continued to play his guys. And what I mean by his guys are not the Josh Minots that give him good minutes, right? He was going to Jordan Walsh, who, at least early on, it wasn't great. And he's coming along, and I do want to give him a shout-out tonight, and we'll do that coming up shortly here. And you can call in at 617-779-0985. But Josh Minot, Jordan Walsh, even Hugo Gonzalez, I'll throw them into the mix. 23 points last night, 17 rebounds. They had 8 of the team's 11 offensive rebounds last night. And Jordan Walsh, his contributions are being shown, right? He went up against Karl Anthony Towns. He was going up against other bigs. They put him late in a fourth quarter. He played meaningful minutes and had meaningful moments. I'm not overrating what I think Jordan Walsh is. What I'm seeing is progression. We're seeing guys that were drafted, a guy in his 3rd year who makes $5 million or almost, now starting to produce. And at times, maybe, I would say he's one of Joe's guys. He wasn't performing. I was wondering why he was in the game over Minot at times. I really was. It's all coming together now, though. And I asked for it. Skaz, you'll know this. I asked for this. I wanted to see Minot and Walsh on the court at the same time, and they're doing it. So I don't know if he's listening to the show. What's up, Joe Mazzulla? But they're getting contributions everywhere. There's progression that I'm seeing, and there's an improvement when it comes to their style of play and also their record. So who do I give credit to on this one? And to me, it's Jaylen Brown. He called out the team. I think he wasn't liking what maybe some of the personnel that was on there. I was looking at it as potentially maybe the ownership group. Like, hey, we're going to do this in my season where I'm the guy and you don't want to support me. I just feel like once he called that out, everything's changed. And I like that. That's leadership to me. That's somebody who, can send a message. That's who Jaylen Brown is, and he's showing it on the court. He's not doing it one way and not doing another. So, Skaz, the way I'm looking at it is I'm seeing progression from the team. I'm seeing Jaylen's progression now as a leader, and maybe he does have a voice in there that can rattle some cages because I think Mazzulla's play style has been different.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's been, certainly a little, different, especially, last year, 2 years ago. When they were chucking all the threes. They're still shooting, a lot of threes, but it's been closer to that 40 number, 45 number in recent games and, 50, 55. And the Jaylen Brown point, I think, is a really good one. But for me, I know he was awesome in that next game, like you mentioned, maybe his game of the year, 42 points, 16 of 24, really efficient, 8 of 9 from the line. them getting to the free throw line is a big thing too. Going into the Cavs game, they had 19 straight games. Scal and Drew mentioned this on the broadcast. They had 19 straight games where the opponent had more free throw attempts than they did, which was approaching an NBA record that was set by like Buffalo in the 1950s or something like that. So that's a good thing. But in that Cavs game, Jaylen Brown, 3 of 13 from the field, only 19 points, but he has 12 rebounds and 11 assists. And I think that's kind of what you're talking about, where Jaylen Brown is playing winning basketball right now. He's dragging the Celtics to wins, and he's doing it in different ways than just scoring the basketball, which is what he was normally asked to do when Jason Tatum was out there. So I think you're seeing a more complete Jaylen Brown right now.
What'd you guys do on the Green Teamers? I got to tell you guys, that win last night, I'm not overrating it, because you could have said that about the Cavs game, right? Or you could have said it about...
I thought that Pistons game was one of their better wins of the year.
Yep.
And Cade has been a really big part of it, too. I know he's missed some time, but he's had some really good games. The Minnesota game, they almost won that one, too. And then to win, against Cleveland, second night of a back-to-back, they're showing you signs that they're going to hang around all year and be a tough team to play against.
Well, did you feel like they were, it was hard for us to talk about it, man? What are we going to talk about? Oh, well, Jaylen got his 30, though. That was my side comment. So that's what I want to mean by I don't want to retract it, but I think him speaking, has changed things. So, I'm glad we can actually talk about these games now, but... if we look at the rest of the schedule, what do they have? Washington coming up? They should go on a little run here, right?
The Lakers on Friday could be a tough one. You see what version of that Lakers team you get. They had won 7 in a row. Not great the other night. LeBron's point streak was in jeopardy, and they threw him out there. That was kind of a tough look for the Lakers. But, yeah, they play Washington tomorrow. So I think Jaylen Brown won't play in that one. He'll have the D.C. flu. Then he'll play Friday in the second night of a back-to-back. Then you have Toronto. That's a winnable game. Milwaukee next Thursday. Who knows what Milwaukee looks like in a week? We got some news from Shams earlier today.
Yeah.
Giannis is basically begging to be a New York Knick, so that's another storyline we're going to have to follow. And then it's Detroit, Miami, Toronto again, and they play the Pacers twice around Christmas. So it's setting up to be a pretty good month for your Boston Celtics.
Hey, it's something to watch, though, right? I thought maybe, I was kind of hoping for just good competitive games. Now I'm interested. Do you think that they're playing now more towards a Jaylen Brown style where they kind of spread a little bit more? He can get into the paint, and they're making the extra pass now. Are you seeing that? Because I am.
I agree with the sentiment in the overall fact that they're changing how they play, but I push back because I heard 2 to 6 Felger Maz talking about this as well. I push back on that it's a Jaylen Brown thing. I think it's definitely partly a Jaylen Brown thing. I'd agree on that, but I think it's more of a roster construction thing and playing more to the pieces that they have on the roster, because this isn't Kristaps Porzingis and Derek White out there with Jason Tatum, Brown and Drew Holiday and Al Horford. These guys aren't, all-world, all-star players that can hit threes from every spot on the floor. Like Josh Minott, Jordan Walsh, Ugo Gonzalez, they're all limited shooters. Minott's, started to have somewhat of a stroke lately, but he's still not a sharp shooter by any means. So I think it's more of the whole team kind of adjusting to the players on the roster, and Mazzulla kind of, gearing it more towards the fit of the style of play with the guys he has right now, which I think does accommodate Jaylen Brown. But I think of it more as a complete roster thing than a solely Jaylen Brown thing.
Okay. I'll take that. But Pritchard didn't play late, right? I'm just trying to think of some of the guys that...
He was awesome against Cleveland, and then he was good, but he only had 10 points against the Knicks, 4 of 13. So that's kind of the inconsistency. And Derek White, really good against the Knicks, had some mental lapses in that one too late where you're wondering what's going on, but starting to show flashes. So if White and Pritchard can kind of start to give you more, that's what this team really needs, because they've been... it's been Pritchard and Kata. It's been Jaylen and Kata kind of carrying them through the first part of the season.
I will say this though: the Jordan Walsh thing, that's Jordan Walsh. I'm not giving Jaylen Brown credit for that. To your point about not about Jaylen Brown, maybe Mazzulla for putting him in and giving him trust. I'll do that, but he's always had a nose for the ball. Like it's his third year in the league, but what is he, 20? 21? I don't know how old he is. But dude, he might have what I'm saying is I don't know if he's a starter in the league, but could he develop into one? Yeah. Do you think, now this is where it brings up, guys, this is why I wanted to bring you in on this. So I saw this from Kevin O'Connor last night. We're going to have Brian Barrett here in Silven Studio later on tonight. This was his quote last night. The Celtics are legitimately good. They will be obvious finals contenders when Jason Tatum returns. And I keep seeing the Jason Tatum returns thing. Any wavering from you about Jason Tatum's return?
He's coming back, Joe. But when? I don't know. But he's coming back. Like,
so you're just sold. You're giving in to the fact he's coming back.
Yeah, I mean, when the injury first happened, I was on the don't play him at all next year, like shut him down, all that. But between the videos, the hype tour we're already getting, Tatum's post, the Celtics post, like. I credit Missoula and the guys on the roster because they haven't really, given any inkling on anything or really played into it at all. But he's coming back. Like, I think it's March. Some people think it's earlier than that. But, yeah, I would be very surprised at this point if Jason Tatum doesn't come back to the Celtics roster, sometime in the next couple months.
Cool. I'm reading our YouTube chat, all our fam in there. You should, I don't know if you've seen any of these ones. One of them I saw was, can't wait to hear Joe glaze about Pritchard's 4 for 13 performance. I don't think there was no glazing going on there, right? I didn't hear any glazing, sir.
No, certainly not.
I'm getting the Penguin from Batman Returns meme vibes from this camera angle for Joe. Do I look like the Penguin? I don't think I look like the Penguin.
Too tall.
Yeah, I'm way too... Yeah, I just wanted to read some of the nonsense that was in our chat. We're here. Hey, Joe Murray rocks. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Is Joe at the Sylvan Street Grille? Yes. Yes, I am. The one in Peabody. Someone call Steve Buchanan. Maybe I should. I mean, he follows me. He knows I'm here. Brian Barrett lives down the street, too, so I called him. He's coming. But Steve Buchanan, I don't know if you've been seeing this, but he's been doing like AEW wrestling and stuff now. He's like on national television like every week. You think we might be too big for us now, Skaz. I don't know, man. It's just Joe looks like someone who enjoys breaking hobby boxes on whatnot. That's correct. Yes, I do. I mean, I don't want to pay for a hobby box, but we've already dipped into the food. We're ready to go. We're talking green. He certainly can get in on that one. Skaz said it himself. He's coming back. We just don't know when. All right, let's hit the headline here. I'm Joe Murray. We'll do some Patriots coming up next on the Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Of course, Patriots are on the bye, but they're making news. Drake May named AFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was awesome this week. He also had a touchdown returned, which I didn't like. Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft named finalists for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Some other NFL news. Darius Slay claimed today by the Bills, while the Ravens and Mark Andrews reached an agreement on a 3-year, $39 million extension. Celtics, they won last 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. We're live from the Silven Street Grille in Peabody, where we have giveaways. Shout out to Adam Moscatel. Moscatel driving around, drove all the way here to drop off some items for us to give away. And Shirley, who's on the mic tonight helping us out, they picked two names and they must have left or they're not here. The third name that was pulled, and it was an autographed Bill Russell basketball. And who does it go to? Tommy from Lynn. Woo! So Tommy from Lynn is the winner of the Bill Russell basketball. It's in silver. Hey Tommy, come here. Let me show everybody on our YouTube. Show the peoples. Here he is. Let's get in there. All right. Yeah, you show him. This is great for radio, everybody. I know you're back there. But here's Tommy. He's got his thing. Give him a thumbs up. He's happy. We'll have more giveaways later tonight. Thanks, Tommy. Appreciate you, buddy. All right. Well, we're having some fun here. I know Mark, our intern's back there helping us out. He's been communicating with me via who's on the line. So, Skaz, why don't we pot up Dean in Shrewsbury, who's on the line? What's up, Dean?
Hey, what's up? So I don't think it would ever happen because the Celtics are obsessed with threes, but Giannis is available, and I don't think Milwaukee will want a package from New York. I think if we wanted to, we could trade Jaylen, Derek White, and Hugo Gonzalez and some picks for Giannis. We'll take on Kuzma's contract, and we'll get Giannis's younger brother. That should keep about the talent levels the same, but that gets us under the second apron, and I think it just fits the modern game going more
Dean,
towards
would you do it?
2-point shooting and in the restricted area. Yeah,
Would you do the deal?
I would do the deal in a heartbeat. I think
God.
Giannis is so much better than Jaylen. I don't think it's even close.
All right, so on a scale, where is Jaylen Brown on a scale to Giannis, in your opinion? Like if Giannis is a 10, where's Jaylen?
I would say Giannis is a top 5 player and Jaylen's like a top 15 player. Jaylen's in that 10 to 15 range. Giannis is a perennial MVP candidate if he gets on the right team. And him and Jason together, and then you wouldn't even lose too much of your scoring because you'd have Pritchard, Simons, Giannis, Tatum, and you'd have Kata at the 5, and our young guys are actually playing pretty well. So I think you could shorten up the rotation and still have that top-end talent.
All right, Dean, appreciate you, man. I am out on Giannis. I know he's great. I know he's probably better overall than Jaylen Brown. I'm not doing it. All I heard all summer long was their money problems and giving up all this money and literally blowing up the team because of money. And then you're going to make all these moves to bring in Giannis? Out. I'm out, Skaz. I don't want to. That's smelly to me. I don't want nothing to do with it. Now, is he good? Is he great? Yeah, sure. I would just rather Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum sticking together than trying to get the Greek freak. Sorry, I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Dean's point that Giannis is better than Jaylen Brown. I don't even think hardcore Celtics fan is really going to argue that at this point. Giannis is a perennial MVP candidate, but then where Dean kind of loses me there is he says then you have Pritchard and Simons as your starting guards. I don't know how many playoff series you're winning, even if you have Jason Tatum and Giannis, if Peyton Pritchard and Simons are your, starting guards. And then, Kata and whatever else you have to fill out the roster with. Like, I don't know. If we're worried about this ownership group, and like you said, all we heard was shedding money, and they, trade Holiday, trade Porzingis, Al Horford's gone, and now they're going to bring in Giannis. Like, that's some mixed messaging that I'm not sure how that works, especially with this ownership group. And then, Jaylen Brown, just what he and how much of it is, fabricated, for real, how much of it is, Stephen A., how much of it is Jaylen Brown reading into, media clippings, but him being involved in trade talks throughout his career, will he stay, won't he stay, all that stuff, and then the Celtics, after he wins Finals MVP, are going to trade him for Giannis. I don't see it happening. For me, it's the Knicks, it's Miami, it's Toronto, or maybe the Bucks try and send him out west. But those are the big three to me.
Just send him to Brooklyn.
I think it's Miami or New York.
You know what? I've always thought it was Miami. To this day, even last year, it's funny. You know how they play that clip of Colin Cowherd when he always goes, "In Dallas,
it's Dallas."
I've always been Miami. Like it's whenever we've had this discussion. Thank you. Whenever we've had this discussion, I have always said, "Nope, it's Miami." But maybe we'll do more of that later. Isn't it weird though when Jaylen Brown's going on like an 8-game run? Oh, now the Giannis trade rumors are coming up. And we got Dean, who I respect because he watches the games and he knows his stuff. But I understand that Giannis, on paper, is a better player than Jaylen Brown. I don't want it. I'm out. I've seen enough of Giannis. To me, Giannis is like that guy who's I don't want to say fake tough guy, but man, does he complain, and he stinks from the free throw line. He can't shoot. But have I seen him taking off defensive rebound and dribble twice and dunk? Yes. He does amazing things. He puts up gigantic numbers. I just think you've drafted and developed this guy, and you've done so many things to make the team the way it is right now. To give it all up for Giannis? Out. I'm out. I don't like it. Benny, our boy Benny's on the line. What's going on, Benny? You're on the Sports Hub. What's up, bud?
Hey, what's going on, Joe? I don't know how I feel about that trade, especially when he started including Derek White and then saying Kuzma's coming back, and I'm not a fan of Kuzma at all. Kuzma I'll pack his bags and send him somewhere else. He doesn't even have to land here if that trade ever happened. Zero interest in Kuzma at all. But anyways, a good win last night, but are you a fan of Joe's rotation or Joe's coaching this year? I feel I mentioned Keita. It's on the line. I feel like Keita, his numbers prove it. His plus minus, I think, is the best on the team. Why does he refuse to put him in when other teams are going in on runs, especially it's rebounding and down low when they're torching us?
So I don't love the Missoula. I don't love the Missoula coaching, but I don't know if I ever would. Yeah, they're still shooting through. I will tell you this: their philosophy last night, it worked against the Knicks. What I'm saying by it. What I'm saying by it is those threes that they hit in transition last night, not the one to Hauser on a kickback, that's their philosophy, right? That's but they miss those shots, they lose the game. You know what I'm saying? It's the margin for error is so short with this team. So do I want to give him credit? I do. Starting Jordan Walsh has worked. Everything else I don't love, but I do wish they did play Keita more down the stretch.
Yeah, I'm sick of seeing the Simons, Pritchard, Hauser, and then Hugo. I think it was a lineup last night. Simons, Pritchard, Hauser, and Hugo. I don't need those four small guys on the court at the same time because we're getting pounded. And I'm not a fan of it. I know Keita was out with that lineup, but I think you still need more size. Simons has been playing well, but he's still. I still need to see him be a little bit more aggressive. He's dribbling too much, and Pritchard is too inconsistent. It's just too small for me. Especially when teams are making runs. Get your size back in there.
Yeah. Hey man, we started Celtics tonight. Did you get jazzed up about it, man? We haven't done that yet.
It's been a while. I am happy about it. I am happy to see them winning this nice little run they're on right now. Obviously everything's been all Patriots and rightfully so. 11-2. Drake May's been killing it. But it's nice to see them evening out again.
All right, Benny. When are we broadcasting from your bar, bro?
We'll talk, man. You let me know. We got to get you down there.
All right.
I would love that, man.
I love Worcester.
Listen, let's make it happen, man. I would love for that to happen.
All right. You call your people, call my people. We'll work it out. Thank you.
We'll talk it out, man. All right.
That's Benny, everybody. See, Skaz already chirping with the people in our chat about Giannis' contract.
Not chirping, Joe. Just setting the facts straight.
No. A chirp would be, but Joe, you said that you wanted Ben Johnson over Mike Vrabel. Well, I could have a take for that if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to do that in this hour. But you are right. Could you explain the contract that Giannis has remaining?
Yeah, so Giannis is only signed through next year. He has a player option for 27, 28, and then he's a UFA after that. So one of these teams is either going to have to trade for Giannis, hoping he signs long-term. Maybe they work that into the deal, or a team's going to have to take a risk if they have a short window and try and win in the next 2 years with Giannis. Maybe, someone with an unlikelier, position than New York or Miami, but that's the deal. And then you're either going to have to re-sign him or you could go elsewhere. So you're not just trading for Giannis. You're also going to have to work a deal in there, or you're worried about him taking off. So that's why I think Miami and the Knicks make the most sense, especially Miami. To me, Tyler Herro's a Milwaukee guy. Milwaukee's favorite son, Tyler Herro, comes back. I think the Bucks can kind of sell that, a package deal with him and everybody else on that roster, whoever they want, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez, whoever it may be, Norm Powell for Giannis, like something like that, I think makes sense. And then obviously the Knicks have the money and the contracts to match as well.
I don't know. Watching New York last night, I think that they're great at home and they're just bad on the road. Like, they were missing who? Shamet and somebody else last night. I think New York's pretty good. It's weird, but I kind of like what Mike Brown. I feel like I'm giving credit to Mike Brown right now, but I kind of liked what they looked like. I know they lost, but guys, they're like 2-8 on the road or something.
Yeah, no OG Anunoby.
OG,
so
yeah,
that's a big piece for them. He was really good for them last year. But yeah, they're an odd team. I mean, the East is kind of in a weird spot right now. They're down. Cleveland hasn't been as good as people thought. Detroit's been awesome. It's the Celtics. There's no reason for them not to hang around.
Absolutely right. Let's see. I know Mark just hit me up. Somebody. We got Brian in Weymouth. What's up, Brian?
Hey, how you doing, man?
How you doing?
Hey, remember that time the Celtics drafted Kelly Olynyk over Giannis?
Do I remember the time that I freaked out about that? Yes, I do.
Yeah, that came back to haunt them a little bit, huh?
Yeah, now it's Giannis and Wemby. Now it's Olynyk and Wemby and Cornette.
Yeah, exactly. My opinion though, the trade's not worth it. I mean, Giannis a little bit better than Jaylen Brown, but to make that trade overall, like, you're not upgrading that much for the price it's going to cost you. And you already have the chemistry with Brown and Tatum. You know what you're getting there. When you trade for somebody else, you don't know what's going to be when they come in. So I'd just rather keep it the way it is,
All right, Brian. Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, I want to keep it the way it is, too. All right. That's it for me when it comes to the Celtics. Anything else to add, Skaz? You guys do the Green Teamers this week?
A little solo this week. Jake Seymour working the game. We'll be back together next weekend. But yeah, it was a lot of the same, praising Jaylen Brown. And then, yeah, part of the Giannis thing, too, is how many of his brothers do we have to sign to, like, to fill out the end of the bench? Like,
did you hear Dean mention that? Yeah. I rolled by. Dude, you should have felt the eye roll from here.
I don't know if I want to trade Hugo Gonzalez and Derek White for, Giannis and whoever else is packaged in that deal.
Do you know what I will say that Dean did mention, though? The league is going towards that type of style that Giannis plays. Like, what's funny? Like, Josh Hart was playing the 4 last night. Gross. But he's been having 8 rebounds or more a game. It's getting that there. It is positionless, Skaz. The more and more we look at it, the game is positionless. But isn't the Celtics' biggest issue their bigs, and it shows in games?
Yeah, absolutely. And the Kelly Olynyk thing, 14 other teams passed on Giannis too. Olynyk was drafted 13th. I think Giannis was 15th in that draft. Kelly Olynyk, for a 13th overall pick in the NBA draft, had a pretty good career.
He's fine, but it was a miss though. It was a miss, no doubt about it. Just while we were on that, I used to be like knee deep in the rabbit hole of Giannis back then, and I remember like they sent Austin Ainge to like Greece just to watch him, and he was doing like daily updates about Giannis and stuff, and I was like one of those people that, well, what is it now? Everyone's in Reddit. I was in like whatever else, looking at Celtics underground stuff. And, man, the stuff I heard about Giannis, like the Angels loved Giannis. They also loved Durant, too. And, well, at least they got Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. All right, we'll hit a break, everybody. We got a lot going on here. I want to talk some Patriots. as well. And Belichick and Robert Kraft were named finalists to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. There can only be 3, and, well, maybe there are 2 of them. Some other NFL news. Darius Slay claimed by the Buffalo Bills today, and the Ravens have signed Mark Andrews to a 3-year, $39 million extension. Celtics big winners last night. They'll take on Washington on Thursday. The Clippers are moving on from Chris Paul. They've had enough. And the story is that Ty Lue and Chris Paul have not spoken in weeks. And the Bruins lose last night in Detroit. They're back at it tomorrow. They play the Monties, right? We call them the Fighting Monties. Anyways, headlines. They are brought to you by Sparks. Sharpen your hockey skates at home with the Sparks Sharpener. Be ready for hockey season. Head to your sparkshockey.com and use promo code SPORTSUP at checkout for $50 off. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update soon.
Are you actually coaching the game, or it's just that is? I feel so strongly about that. I can't even tell you.
Boston Talk Sports here.
What do we got?
Sports.
All right, back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. We're live tonight. Joe Show on the road. We're at the Silven Street Grille in Peabody, Mass. We got people here. What's up, man? Some guy's got a Made a Diggs shirt on. Stephon Diggs, who's been a big impact to the Patriots. Tommy from Lynn, are you wearing a Drake May or is that a Mac Jones? Is it Drake May or is it a Mac? Well, I can't tell if you don't turn around. Turn around. What's your shirt say? Drake May. Drake May. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. What are you doing? You're going to be at another bar this week doing your show? O'Neill's in Salem. All right. Tommy's doing a live concert, everybody. Go see him, everybody. I reacted to the game the other night, Skaz. Myself and Jeremy were here till 2 a.m. He was lovely, let me tell you, at that time. But, yes, we broke down the game. It was clean. They got away healthy, and they kicked their ass. They scored 30 points in the first half. And that was it for me. That's all I needed. And they covered the spread, and it went over the total. I mean, it was just a great day. Everybody was healthy. Now they're on their bye week. I mean, what else can I say to you? I just wanted to give out these MVP odds that are out right now. Because I do feel like they're fairly interesting. And by the way, Skaz, the amount of emails I'm getting from people in tweets about how they would never trade Jaylen Brown for Giannis, I feel good about starting the show tonight, Celtics, because I think it rattled some cages. So I'm happy to know that happened. But just moving on, I wanted to give you some of these odds here. Have you seen these odds, Skaz, at all about the
MVP favorite?
Yes, the MVP favorite. And so I keep doing something to my my computer where I lose what I've done. And I don't know what's happened here, so I had everything here. So Drake May is the favorite, everybody. Correct.
Minus 135 currently on DraftKings.
And you saw who was second, right?
Matt Stafford is plus 125.
Yeah. Yes. So I lost my entire rundown because I put it in my trash. So let me give you the rest of these odds here. Here we are. When you're on the go, things can happen. You know what I'm saying? All right. So the MVP odds, we know them. Dak Prescott's interesting to me. Could you say that he is? We saw what happened to Dak Prescott or the Cowboys without Dak Prescott. I don't think his team's good enough.
He's not the MVP.
He's not, clearly. Okay. Jordan Love, to me, is not the MVP.
No.
The guy I'd put money on, but is not the MVP, is Caleb Williams. And I want to get into that in a little bit because, I don't know, the guy I think we wanted, Skaz, to be the head coach was Ben Johnson. He's got his team in first place in the NFC. Mike Vrabel, the other guy, well, he's got his team in first place in the AFC. So, win-win, right? I mean, whoever they got a guy. It's all good. We'll see how it goes. Sam Darnold's still interesting to me, despite some of the turnovers he's had. And Josh Allen's still there if he can miraculously do something. How is it not Drake May the rest of the way here, Skaz? Just, I need, because I want to make a case for somebody else. I want to, because Jordan Love, no. Dak, no. Stafford, yes. I think the case is itself, right? Win a tough division, continue to do what you're doing. Maybe he gets like the old, well, you won a Super Bowl, now you win an MVP award, and you're a Hall of Famer. And that's been the speak, by the way. Like, we had Greg Bedard on over the weekend. He thinks that that's what the writers are going to do, is give it to Stafford because of that. So, is there a way that, how does he lose this one? How does Drake May lose now the MVP race?
I think it's a numbers game at the end of the year is how he loses, because his stats are very good, but they're not quite, the passing yards and stuff like that aren't quite Matt Stafford. And Drake May's even had a game in hand on a lot of these guys, and his passing yards still aren't up to what these other guys are. So I think when you stack it up at the end of the year, I think you could lose that way. But I'm with you. I think it's a two-horse race right now. It's Drake May or Matt Stafford, and I don't think anybody else is even really in the discussion.
Yep. By the way, do you care if he wins the MVP or not?
No.
Neither.
Yeah.
I
mean, happy for him. Good for him. But no, I don't care.
So this is a Dundero take. I'm only bringing it up because we did post-game together. He feels that when someone wins the MVP, you hardly see regression. And maybe it would be a good thing where he gets it and he doesn't regress. I don't know how you feel about that one, but...
I mean, has Patrick Mahomes regressed?
Well, I was going to do this later on in the show,
has Lamar
but...
Jackson regressed? Did Matt Ryan regress? Cam Newton?
Cam Newton, yep. So here's where I'm going with this, and I'll do this later on in the show. Sophomore year quarterbacks who win the Super Bowl in the same MVP and Super Bowl in the same year. And there's been a bunch of them. You mentioned Lamar. Carson Palmer was one of those guys. Didn't go to the Super Bowl, but was one of those guys. Great second year. Joe Burrow. I'm trying to think of Dan Marino had like one of the most famous second years of all. Kurt Warner, right? Had an amazing sophomore season. So maybe Drake May, it can be that guy. But for the most part, though, I think this is Drake May's award to lose. Someone in our chat says Dak is definitely MVP worthy. Well, I did take the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. And, well, maybe he is. I just don't think he's anywhere in the same ballpark as Drake May or Matthew Stafford. So your thoughts, 617-779-0985. Should I also mention a little bit of Hall of Fame talk? This is going to be great. I can't, I love being petty sometimes, but I can't wait for the embrace between Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick when they both get into the Hall of Fame together. Now, a maximum of 3 of the 5 can be enshrined. They need 80% of the vote. I don't know how Bill Belichick's not getting the vote, so he's in. But you're going to take Ken Anderson, Roger Craig, and L.C. Greenwood over Robert Kraft. Who doesn't want to see Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick spend an entire weekend in Hall of Fame tour together? I need this. We need it. Bill owes us this one. And I think the NFL owes the Patriots too. I need it. I always, I never really cared about Robert Kraft making the Hall of Fame. Full transparency. But now that he's a candidate and he's got a chance to go in with Bill, I need it. Oh, just imagine the uncomfortableness between the both of them. Oh, it'll be hysterical. It'll be historic. Oh,
you think Jordan's getting in on that action too?
Oh, yeah.
She'll be right up on stage. She might be writing the speech, Joe.
Do you think she would try to be friends with Kraft's wife?
Not touching that one.
No, I'm just saying, but I don't mean it guys, what I meant it as is she's trying to she's in on everything at this point, right? I just wonder if I don't know. Do they need a middle ground? I guess. Let me retract everything I said. Could there be a buffer to help them?
Joe, call me crazy, but I personally, I don't see Jordan Hudson as a
buffer.
A buffer. My apologies if that offends, but that is not what I see when I see Jordan Hudson there. I don't know if she's exactly someone to call for a ceasefire.
So Jordan Hudson, not a buffer.
In my opinion, not a buffer. Not Bruce. None of the buffers.
None of the buffers. Yeah. Michael, let's get ready to rumble.
Yeah,
He'll be there.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to get in, right, Guess? Like, there'd only be pettiness if they didn't.
I'm with you, Joe. I need it. This is something we've been talking about for a number of years, too, where I almost felt like we wished this into existence. We willed this one to happen. This is something that, just for the content, for Patriots fans, even if you're not a Patriots fan, I think at this point you're kind of fascinated in the Bill Belichick situation scenario, and just have him and Kraft going together with who knows what Belichick will be doing at that point, if he'll still be at UNC or what, but just to have them both up on that stage, I think would be just to see him play nice, or at least try to play nice.
I need it. In a statement today, Bill Belichick said, I hope to see all of the deserving Patriots selected this year. Does that include Robert Kraft?
Adam Vinatieri?
Oh, yeah.
Rodney Harrison?
Did you see Willie McGinnis this weekend? Was there?
Oh, yeah. He was on the station this week.
Hey. Yeah, Willie was. He was the bell bearer, right, or whatever they call that. He was the keeper of the bell, or the light, or whatever they had.
Oh yeah, the lighthouse there, keeper of the light.
Yeah. All right. Well, so Jordan, not a buffer, but I feel like we need this one. Like, dude, they got to send us to Canton, right? We're here for the Bill Belichick, Robert Kraft induction ceremony, along with Adam Vinatieri and whoever else. And just like, he'd be the buffer, Skaz. Vinatieri? Because who would take credit for Vinatieri? Would it be Kraft getting involved with the European Football League, the team that Vinatieri played for, and then Bill gave him a chance, and then they cut Matt Barr, who was the kicker for years, for the young rookie, right? Like, who would take credit for Adam Vinatieri's career? Kraft?
I mean,
or
Joe,
Belichick?
At some point, they got to just say, yeah, it was both of us. It was both of us. That's what we need.
See, I think
that going to happen? I don't know.
I think Adam can be the buffer. I think he could be the guy. All right, hey, Brian Barrett's here, everybody. He's wearing a nice little ringer zip down. That's nice. Do you have those in 4X? Because I would like one. All right, we'll go to break. We'll bring in Brian Barrett next. We'll get his thoughts on everything. We're live from the Silven. They just come by and say hello. When I knew I was going to be here, I texted Brian Barrett, because you live down the street. And I said, hey, do you want to join me at the Sylvan Street Grille? And you're like, let's do it. So here he is, Brian Barrett, everybody of The Ringer. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. I love the Sylvan Street Grille. Eat, drink, and chill.
Yeah.
Come here often.
You knew people when you walked in, I thought, right? I saw you talking to
my buddy's here with this kid. They just had basketball practice, so he stopped over. But Thursday night, they have the games. A lot of places you go to, they don't have Prime. Now, it's getting more popular now, but they've been ahead of the curve with Prime.
Cody and the crew know what's going on, man. Shout out to Shirley, who's helping us out there. Molly, she's our waitress, so if you need something, just flagging Molly. Get it?
Yeah.
Flogging, sorry. Whatever. All right, Brian, where do we start? Celtics, Patriots. I do want to do some Red Sox in a little bit. I guess I'll lead you into this one. I didn't like anything that the Celtics were this year. I don't agree with anything that they did in the offseason. I don't want to hear about their money. I don't want to hear about aprons. They blew a team up that was a competitor. That was a championship competitor. And this year, I just feel like they didn't have it, and they're just going through the motions. But then Jaylen Brown calls out the team. And since then, they've gone on a nice little 6-2 run the last 8 games, and Jaylen's been an MVP candidate. Is it fair to say Jaylen Brown in the running?
I think for sure. I mean, you look at the guys at the top, Shea, Jokic are always going to be there, but
he won't get it.
No, he's not going to get it, but if you look at the level he's gotten to this year, I didn't think there was another level for him, right? And even if you go further back, right, they've now won 8 of their last 11. They're 8-3 in their last 11 games, and they have the second best offense in the NBA, which the way the season started, where they couldn't throw the ball in the ocean, nobody thought that would be remotely possible. Here's the thing about Jaylen Brown, though. He's legitimately come one of the best scorers in the league. We always talk about the fact that, his three-point shooting isn't great, right? And that certainly is true. But if you look at his numbers, like outside of the paint, 2s outside of the paint, he's hit more 2-pointers out of the paint than anybody else in the league. And if you look at all the guys that have 90 attempts, it's Durant, it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, right? It's all these elite scorers, because the only people justify taking those shots because they're super inefficient. Those are the worst shots to take, are the elite players in the league. Jaylen has the best field goal percentage on those shots of anybody in the league. It's over 53%. And Derek White still is not shooting the ball well. I know he hit some threes last night, hit 4 of them. Pritchard's had an outstanding season, especially lately. Jaylen Brown carried the team. And I didn't think this was remotely possible, where the Celtics, with clearly a roster that is not great, that Jaylen Brown could take his game to another level, to the point where over the past 11 games, he's averaging 29 points per game. I didn't see this as possible, and Jaylen, I think, has proven me wrong, and I think he's proven a lot of people outside of Boston wrong.
You said you didn't think this was possible for Jaylen to play like this?
I didn't think he'd be this efficient. Like last year, you looked at the numbers, and his 2-point numbers down to like the 52% area, which is not good at all. He's hovering around. He's been close to 60 at times, 57%, and he's back to this level of player. And the reason I say that is just because all the defensive attention is on him, right? Like, we saw what he did in the NBA Finals and in the NBA playoffs, and it was ridiculous, right? I mean, he had the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, Finals MVP, but also, like, those opposing defenses are gearing up to cover Jason Tatum. There's no team that they were playing at that point where they were putting their best defender on Jaylen. And so this year, he had to carry so much more of a burden. I didn't think it was possible. And then, like, I have to give Missoula credit for some of the things that he's figured out lately. Like, this Jordan Walsh thing is a revelation. I know the statistics aren't going to stick out at you. They're not unreal, but he's averaging north of 8 rebounds per 36 minutes, which is a really good number. And since he's gotten into the starting lineup, it sort of changed things around for the Celtics. So Missoula's a guy that I had question marks about too, and I know that's crazy to say about somebody that won an NBA championship, but I thought he had to prove it with this type of group, and he's finding roles for all these guys. Like, if you looked at this team, which guy has underachieved so far this season? Derek White from a shooting perspective, and Simons? Like, that's it, right? Everybody else in the team, I think, has played better than you would have expected. Walsh, Kata, Jaylen Brown. I even think Pritchard's having a better season than he did a year ago with some of the stuff that he's doing. I mean, he's got the best field goal percentage in the entire NBA on short mid-rangers. I mean, he gets in the lane and he just hits all these little pirouettes and hits a little too, or he gets underneath the basket and he scores too. So with all these guys sort of getting better, I didn't see that coming, and it's pretty impressive to watch. And the thing I keep coming back to is I think there has to be a motivation that, hey, we're going to get the guy that's sitting over there that's the last 3 years has been an all-NBA first-teamer. We're getting him back at some point. We just beat number 1 in the East this week. We beat number 2. We beat number 4, or number 5. We beat number 6. We've beaten all the best teams in the East over the past week and a half. They beat the Pistons, they beat the Magic, they beat the Knicks, and they beat the Cavs. So why wouldn't they think that? Now, I don't think they can beat OKC if they hypothetically could make it that far, but if they get Tatum back, I don't think there's anybody in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference that they should fear.
So, I don't know, was it the Ringer? I can't remember who had this yesterday, but they said that the Celtics are confusing. They were mentioning, like, the Knicks and the Spurs doing what they do. But the Celtics are confusing because you just brought up some numbers, right? Like, they're good, efficient scorers, right? Or at least, like, field goal percentage, etc. But yet they have some bad shooting nights, right? They're like in the top 5 or whatever, 10 in certain scoring areas. Defensively, they're one of the, top 4th or whatever it is in the league. So it's like they put up these good numbers on paper, but, like, are they a good team? And I haven't been ready to call them a team yet because I just feel like they're a bunch of assets that are built to play for Jason Tatum, not Jaylen Brown. And I think Brown calling them out has made them change the way that they play.
Yeah, I think that was huge. And he's backed it up, right? Since then, in all the games but one, he scored north of 30 points. In 2 of them, he had 40. And the one that he didn't score 30 points, he had a triple-double. He had 11 assists, right? So I do think that Jaylen Brown has a large part to do with this. But I will say, like, the only guy is, like, Simons that I think is just here, like, for money reasons, right? Where it's like, all right, you get rid of Drew's salary, you bring in his salary, he's a free agent at the end of the season. Do you move that? He clearly hasn't figured it out. I thought, and look, maybe I'm stupid for thinking this, I thought that, hey, 6-man coming off the bench, he could be a Lou Williams type that just comes in and scores, right? Because he doesn't do a ton of other things well. Like, he's a terrible defender. He can beat you off the dribble. He's a good scorer, and he hasn't been able to find his role with that. But I will say, like, some of the stuff, I think that was Zach Lowe's podcast, by the way, that you heard that. But, like, some of the numbers are really enticing because the Celtics defense, that they had so much trouble rebounding earlier this season. Since Walsh has gone into the lineup, and over the last 11 games, they're 10th in opponent second chance points, which that number was at 27th. The first 10 games of the season, that coincides with Walsh going into the starting lineup. They give up the 3rd fewest attempts in the restricted area, and they give up the 5th fewest corner threes. So they don't give up a lot of good shots. And then the other thing is they were fouling early this season, and during this 11-game stretch, they're 10th in the NBA when it comes to that. So they've cleaned that up. So I just look at it all in all. If you plug Tatum back into the equation, I still think you got questions with your big man depth after Keita, which we've certainly seen. But couldn't you also play small at times? And by small, I say, like, when you don't have a center on the court when Tatum comes back. Couldn't you play Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Jordan Walsh all out there together with, like, Peyton Pritchard and Derek White? Think about Joe Mazzulla embracing, like, taking a ton of threes. We know he likes to do that, but think about that. I mean,
yeah, you'd have a real defender and hustler. And that's what – I think that's why Jordan Walsh got drafted, because he never started at Arkansas. He was a glue guy that was a 6th man who can do a lot of things. He impressed me yesterday. You know why? Because he, like, got the offensive rebound, looked around, put the ball on the floor, and then knew to go right back up with it. His instincts are really well. He's still a young kid, and he kind of talked about his journey from now to 3 years later. And he said that he had to sit down with his agent. And his agent was like, listen, man, this is probably the time for you. Like, think about it, he makes over, like, his money's a lot.
Yeah.
For the production that he's given.
Well, and think about it from this perspective, too. When Tatum and Jaylen play together again, and even right now with Jaylen, you don't have to put those guys on the best player. Remember that during the championship run, Jaylen was covering Luka in the NBA Finals, right? Even last year, Jaylen wanted to cover the opposing team's best player. He's covered Maxey. He's covered Cade Cunningham. He's covered all these guys. And you mentioned the offensive rebound. How about the one late, the defensive rebound, where it comes out of position to get it? I mean, Tatum's historically been one of the best rebounders in the league of non-centers, and that's something like Tatum used to do. So he looks like a guy that can fit in and play with Tatum and Brown. I think he's sort of like, all right, the three-point shot was something we're always looking for, right? And look, it's low attempts, but he's been north of 36% most of the year, even though it's not a lot of makes. But he's learning how to play, like, not just standing out at the corner, right? Like we saw him last night, the drive that Jaylen had, he's sitting there in the spot that Drew Holiday used to be in, right in the dunker spot, where it's just a perfect spot for him. He's done more as a screener. I think that's the the biggest like revelation with the team this year is, hey, you may have a guy that is 6'7", 6'8", with a wingspan north of 7 feet that can defend, and he may be part of the next great Celtics team, which I think that was one of the most important things coming into the season. See who else is going to be here besides Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Peyton Pritchard, and Jason Tatum. Kate has answered that question. I think Walsh has at least carved out a role for him. I'm not saying he's a starter for the rest of his career with the Celtics, but you got Ugo, like he comes in every once in a while, and he kind
covering Towns last night.
He comes in and he just like messes things up. So like these guys, like Walsh is a second-round pick, and I get you traded back to get him, right, and all that. And Ugo's an end of the first-round pick, and he's a really young guy. But getting some in this new CBA world, which is so stupid we don't have to get into it, but getting guys on cheap production. Like, look at all the guys the Thunder had last year outside of the Chets. And, by the way, Jalen Williams is still on his rookie contract, and Shea, right? You got these young guys that just come out of nowhere for that team. And I think that's going to be sort of the hidden gem of the NBA is, can you find some of these guys? So if you can get two of the three, let's say Ugo, Walsh, and Shireman, where you can say, hey, these guys are rotational pieces going forward, they don't have to be stars. Your stars are already here. You're looking for supporting pieces. So that, to me, has been the funnest thing to watch with this team is just see some of these young guys step up.
All right. What about this Giannis thing? Would you? Forget about the trade. Would you rather Giannis or Jaylen Brown?
I think at this point, if you asked me this before the season, I'd say Giannis. But at this point, I'd hold on to the core. And by the core, I just mean Jaylen and Tatum. Just let them ride it out together. And now that Jaylen has taken another step forward, I mean, because then you got the whole team, right? Like, and you would think that Jaylen would have to be in that trade. So Giannis and Tatum, and then what else do you have left on the roster? And then financially you're strapped where it's like, hey, what else can we add to this team? I just don't even think, I mean, I guess because it's a top 3 to 5 player in the league, you have to at least ask the question. Like, Brad's got to at least check in, but I don't think the Celtics get involved in it. I mean, we've seen it multiple times, right? Going back to Durant and whatnot, that they didn't. They went after Durant. That became a huge thing with Jaylen, where him, Brad, and Tatum had to get on a 3-way call. I don't see it. I really don't. And the other thing with Giannis is...
Should I put out some rocket ship emojis tonight?
Yeah. Giannis is one of the best players in the league, one of the most dominating players in the league. But the past few years, he doesn't finish the playoffs. He's gotten hurt the past 3 seasons going into the postseason. I don't know how much tread is left on that tire when we're looking at a guy where his whole game is predicated on his size and his freakish athleticism. And he's always dealing with injury. He already dealt with an injury this year. So I just wouldn't bank on him staying healthy going forward.
What's a long-term contract look like for him per year? 50?
No, I think it's 70-ish. Like, yeah, when you get into that, I mean, I can look it up right now, but I think he is.
Well, you wouldn't compare it to Durant's. Oh no, he's extension eligible. So yeah, he's going to be like one of those 62, like a Curry contract.
Yeah,
yeah, he's going to get like a $60 million that might end at like 70 his final year.
Yeah, it's insane, and I guess you can say, let's see, right now he makes 54.
Jesus.
Next year he's got a player option for 62. Yeah, so the next one has, based on the CBA, the next one's going over 70.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
what team can afford like New York can't do that. The New York Knicks can't do that. They'll be buried forever on the island of relevancy. Forever.
Yeah. So I think the two most interesting teams, well, the most interesting team is San Antonio. They can put the contracts together to put him with Wemby. And they have young pieces. Like, I mean, you're going to have
Castle, probably.
You're going to have to give up Castle or Harper in that deal. Maybe both of them, right? And that's a question they'd have to ask themselves. And then the other team that I think is interesting, like, if I'm Giannis, and I get, like, the appeal of playing with Wemby, but I'm looking at it like, look at the East right now compared to the West, right? You look at the West, you got Denver with Jokic, you got Shea with OKC. That Houston team is a wagon now that they have like a scorer that can finish games in Kevin Durant, right? Even the Lakers, like Luka and Reeves have been outstanding for them. You look at the top of the East, it's Detroit. And I respect that team, but it's not the same at the top. Cleveland has not been what we expected. The Knicks, we just saw that last night. They have not been what I've expected. So if I'm Atlanta, Jalen Johnson has had this outstanding season, and they've been significantly better, like, when Trae Young went down. Like, that's when Atlanta started to play well. Atlanta's a team that they could put contracts together. I mean, our old friend Kristaps Porzingis would have to be in the deal, but you pair him with Jalen Johnson, you probably throw Trae Young's contract in that. If I'm in Atlanta, that's something that, in Giannis, I mean, if I'm him, playing with Jalen Johnson, that's a pretty good duo right there. Like, Johnson has taken a step where he's definitely going to be an all-star. Like, he's an absolute stud right now. They have the number 1 pick from last year. Ricochet, not that he's playing like it, but if I'm Milwaukee, I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't I take a shot on that guy? So I think that's the one that I look at if I were them.
All right, let's just play video games for a second. Would you trade White, Simons, and Pritchard for Giannis?
Like, just saying, like, ignore everything with the
no, well, think about it. That matches the money right there. So what do you got? 28, 27, and 8 or whatever?
Oh, yeah, so you put the super team of, like, Tatum, Giannis, and...
Yeah, and then you play Ugo, and you play...
Yeah, I would do that in a second. I just don't know if you can.
Yeah, no, I know. I agree with you. I don't want it. I'm just saying, if you wanted to make it work, like, would they accept that trade? I don't know.
No, I don't think so. You'd have to have, like... The thing that Atlanta has, they have... And he's had a good season lately. Remember the Derek Queen pick from New Orleans?
Yeah.
Remember what they did? They traded away. Because remember, their first pick was Fears, the kid from Oklahoma. They traded back into the first round with Atlanta to get Derek Queen, the kid from Maryland. In that trade is an unprotected first-round pick for this upcoming draft. New Orleans is one of the worst teams in the NBA.
Yeah.
So Atlanta has, it could be Boozer. It could be DeBonsa, right? Like Peterson from Kansas. Like, there's a chance they get a
Caleb Wilson from
UNC.
North Carolina.
Yeah, he had a great game last night. So, my guys, Syracuse, they beat Tennessee last night.
They won, I know.
I should have beat Houston, too, last week, and then they lost 2 after that to Iowa State and Kansas. But my point being is, like, that's an unbelievable asset. If you're the Bucks, I mean, how are you going to get a better asset than that? The potential...
True.
I mean, it'd be very surprising if New Orleans finishes outside of the bottom 3 in the league. And I know there was lottery craziness last year, but that's ordinarily not how it goes.
Do you think they're sitting Giannis, or he's really injured here? He's out again.
He's not. I can't buy that he's injured. He just met with the team today, right? Like, yeah. There's no chance.
No, they're probably like, hey, man, no, you stay. We want this pick.
But why does this stuff happen, like, now? If you're Giannis, like, why didn't you? Maybe the deals weren't good enough. But why wouldn't you try to do this in the offseason? Like, Lillard had torn his Achilles and he was gone.
Yep.
You came into the season because they got Miles Turner. Like, that was the Hail Mary the Bucks threw. I thought that was a stupid move to begin with, and I didn't think that really moved the needle for them. But Giannis should have already asked for a trade, quite frankly. I mean, I know that he thought the Dame thing would work, and look, I understand why they did it. It helped, by the way, get the Celtics a championship because Drew became available. But I understand wanting to stay in one place. But if Giannis wants to win another championship, and he's said this, he's got to go somewhere else. You can't win there. The team stinks.
All right. Brian Barrett's here. He's from The Ringer. Everything's on the table tonight. Is our guy still on hold there, Skaz? I know we had somebody that wanted to.
Not anymore.
All right, he's gone. Somebody wanted to talk a little North Shore with us. But
no place better, right?
All right, that's what I was going to say. You could do it. So we got Drake May on the table, odds, Patriot stuff, and we got to do some Red Sox tonight because I'm getting the old itch. I have Felger Maz like to call it the Brown check mark. I've heard a little something regarding the Red Sox. I don't know how real it is, but I wanted to just bounce it off you to see if got the sniffer out, you know. Not sure if it's real, but there's a lot of money talk when it comes to the Red Sox these days.
Oh, yeah.
And the deal I heard makes a lot of sense. So we'll do that. We're here till 10 o'clock tonight. I'm Joe Murray, live from the Silven Street Grille at Baby. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy.
Well, Justin from Lynn is here, everybody. He's got his nice shaved head tonight. There he is over there. And we're having some fun here at the Silven Street Grille. Eat, drink, and chill at the Silven Street Grille. We have like both of Lynn's finest here. Tommy and Justin, both of them, just like representing the Lynn Mass. That's right, Lynn. You know what they say about Lynn? You never come out the way you went in. Brian Barrett's here, everybody, from The Ringer. Where do we start, man? I guess I'll take the L. I had the Patriots under 8.5 wins.
You did? Okay, I was on the over.
Oh, really? Why?
Two things.
For the schedule? You can tell me the schedule?
That was one of them. The other one was Vrabel. Like, I couldn't imagine that a team could be more poorly coached than the one they had
Last
a year
year?
ago.
Oh, my God.
It's insane. It really is. I was talking about this the other day, or today actually, on my podcast with Andrew Callahan.
Oh, you had Andrew Callahan on. He took the Giants this week.
He did?
He did.
Wow.
He I like Andrew a lot because he owns his takes.
Yeah.
But yeah, he liked the Giants.
So
and it's called the Off the Pike podcast,
Yeah.
just so everybody gets okay. I'll go
Yeah.
plug all that. Go The Ringer, Spotify. Was it one of your Wrapped of the year?
Yeah, I hope it was. I haven't looked yet. I hope it was at least my friends. But two things. Like, we were doing this Fact or Fiction Patriots edition, right? And the first one was like, think about how mad we were that the Patriots got the 4th pick and how much we talked about arm length. And then it's like, wait, Abdul Carter is benched again for the second time in 3 weeks?
What was do we ever get the reasoning for that one?
Well, I mean, there's some rumors out there. I don't know if they were true.
I mean, the NFL scouts did say he was a freak.
Yeah, it's true. And then Travis Hunter. Look at Travis Hunter.
You're right. Travis Hunter.
I don't know if he's doing the same things that Carter is in team meetings, allegedly. Mm-hmm. There's not proof to that, but I don't know. That'd be a very weird thing to do in a setting of people. Bizarre. But Travis Hunter, he's been injured, and I think he's done for the season.
He's out.
He wasn't doing much. He had one big game. And Will Campbell, we're all debating arm length, and here he is, like, solid left tackle for you this year. I'm not telling you he's going to be the greatest left tackle of all time, but where else would you be without him? And then the other thing that I was thinking about, Cal and I were talking about this, is think about, and look, I want to give them credit, right? Because I don't think Belichick would have picked Drake May. And he was basically on the McAfee draft show. Remember that? He was talking about, like, how he's not set, all this stuff about his feet, right? Belichick didn't like Drake May. But think about how crazy the set of circumstances were that the Patriots actually got Drake May. So coming into this, first of all, you had the 3rd pick. Second of all, you go into that college year. Caleb Williams is the reigning Heisman Trophy winner. Everybody thinks he's going to be the number 1 pick. Drake May at that time.
Thank you. Sorry. Oh, no. We were
Drake.
right in the middle of your take. Drake May, yep.
But
thank you, buddy.
Drake May is...
I'm sorry. No, you were doing it. You had a great take, and I don't know what happened. Somebody came over and just said, great show, man. And I'm like, do you see the man talking?
Oh.
Sorry, that was funny.
Okay, so...
Drake May, great year. Go ahead.
So Drake May coming into his final college season, everybody thought he was going to be the number 2 quarterback off the board. And then all of a sudden, Jaden Daniels at LSU that season wins the Heisman. Like, Jaden Daniels, remember, he was in college forever, went to Arizona State. Even his first year at LSU wasn't that good. Like, he was considered to be like a mid-round pick. So, because the Patriots got the 3rd pick, in the 3rd time in NFL history that 3 quarterbacks went 1, 2, and 3. Another time was recently in 2021. You could argue none of those quarterbacks worked out because I'm not a big Trevor Lawrence guy. But then the other time, you got to go back all the way back to 71 with Jim Plunkett. So it just so happens that all 3 of these guys are stuck. Well, I guess Caleb Williams is pretty good, but Jaden Daniels took his team to the NFC title game, and Drake May is the leader in the clubhouse, and at all the betting sites, he's minus 150, minus 125 for MVP, right? He was sitting there at 3. If this is any other draft, you're not getting this guy at number 3. So they completely lucked out that they got this guy. And they also lucked out that this idiotic franchise decided to part ways with Mike Vrabel, and no other team hired him that year.
I know.
Not to mention, he works into his contract with the Browns where he's like an advisor. Hey, I'm done after 16 weeks. So he gets to go on the market first, and then the Jets interview him, putting pressure on the Crafts. Like, he knew what he was doing. He was never going to take the Jets job. And the Crafts are like, all right, we know we wanted our team back. Mayo was our pick. We wrote into his contract. We got to bring in Vrabel. So all these things just, like, they got so lucky that this actually happened to them. The Drake May pick is pure luck, and Vrabel being available is pure luck.
The reason why I give the Crafts credit is this. They spent money, they made tough decisions, and they got out of the way.
Yeah.
And did they fall into Drake May? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they did. Like, they'll probably say, hey, this is the guy we wanted and all along and da-da-da-da-da. They fell into Drake May. It worked. They fell into May, and technically they spent for Vrabel. They spent in free agency, and they got out of the way.
But even that, like, saying, like, they fell into Drake May, that scenario never presents itself, where a quarterback of his stature
is there at 3 almost.
Yeah, like, think about if you have the 3rd pick this year, right? Cam Ward
I wouldn't even know.
Cam Ward, like Jackson
Dart.
I'm
talking about coming. Oh, yeah, you're right, this year. Oh, my God.
Right? Like,
yeah, it'd be Jackson Dart.
Like, think about how rare it is that you have 3 guys that good at the top of the draft class.
Even this class, like, if you had number 3, right, there's probably Mendoza, Moore from Oregon, and then, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's not a great class
you
again.
Know?
Back-to-back years of it where it's not a great class. Like, it's such a rare draft that you have guys that good. Sometimes you get 1 and 2, but it's very rare you have 1, 2, and 3. And I mean, look at the time it happened in 2021, right? Look how those guys worked out. Lawrence has a big contract. I know he's been to the playoffs once. You don't trust him. Remember the number 2 pick was? Zach Wilson. The number 3 pick was Trey Lance. Like, so that scenario presents itself, I don't know, once in a lifetime. And the Patriots lucked out after having Brady for all this time.
All right. We have to do in or out because we do it every night, so I'm sure you can contribute to that. So
sure.
we'll do in or out next, guys. Our buddy Stoney from New England Football Journal, him and John Serenides have some late-breaking BC news. I just think he figured I'd float it out into the universe here. Sounds like Burj Nigerian no longer with Boston College. Chief of staff last season with Bill O'Brien.
Billy O'B's moving on?
Where do you think Burj is going?
Oh, you think he's going to an NFL team?
No, what about back with Bill?
He could use it. I mean, that thing is a dumpster fire.
But no, I'm saying...
to another team.
No, I'm just saying, I think that Bill doesn't have Burj, he has Jordan.
You don't think she's done a good job?
What do you think, Justin? Has she done a good job? No.
She's insane. Did you see the most recent one?
About the emails from way back when?
Yeah,
from public.
Pablo Torre took it and she said.
Oh yes, I saw that one. Yeah, no, there was one today that. Yeah. We'll get into it.
Photoshopped emails or DMs.
Yeah. Well, maybe, he got one more year. All right, let's do in or out. We'll do that next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
What's it gonna be? No, without a doubt. I'm the one you need for a dirty deed. I'm the best. Success is guaranteed.
All right, it's in or out, everybody. I've been gone. I've been gone for a bit. Like I had the Wednesday before Thanksgiving off. Thanksgiving. I worked the Patriots game on Monday, which sucked because it was till 3 a.m. with Dundero. I was off yesterday. I'm here tonight. Bruins and Celtics tomorrow, and then Friday. So
Celtics Friday, right?
Yeah. So I haven't really been able to spread my wings in a bit. So I'm ready to do some in or out scaz. I know you've been saving them. What do we got tonight? And Brian Barrett's here from The Ringer, everybody. Check out his work. Listen to his podcast, Off the Pike. He was with Andrew Callahan. And we're at Silven Street Grill in Peabody. Eat, drink, and chill at the Silven Street Grill. Gift cards are available. Book your holiday parties. Did I miss anything? Nope. Let's do it.
Get those plugs in, Joe. Get those plugs in. All right, gentlemen, a Wednesday night edition of In or Out. It has been a while. Joe, let's start. And Brian, let's start with something that you've mentioned in passing numerous times tonight, but this from Chris Haynes earlier today. I believe he was the first on it. The Los Angeles Clippers are sending home future Hall of Fame point guard Chris Paul in a bizarre severing ties move. Leak sources tell Chris Haynes, gentlemen, are we in or out on the Los Angeles Clippers sending Chris Paul home?
In. He announced his retirement a couple weeks ago. Going to play out the season. I heard that he made a comment about Kawhi.
Really? I mean, I know the reporting was him and Ty Lue haven't talked for weeks. Like, they just don't talk, so. I don't know, man. It kind of feels like, I get he wanted to go back to the Clippers, but he had a pretty good send-off last year. Played 82 games with the Spurs. Probably should have called it after that. I mean, he's not a relevant basketball player anymore. And if he's starting issues with the head coach, probably don't need him anymore, so I'm in.
They got enough problems, the Clippers. They don't need Chris Paul.
Like aspiration.
Yeah. When we look back on it, right, is he one of the most overrated athletes? He was good. I don't want to say he was overrated, but, like, what impact did he have?
Yeah, he had some really bad postseason moments, and the one chance he really had, he got hurt when him and Harden had the Warriors down 3-2. He injured his hamstring, and that was like kind of the story of his career.
He was a great player. I'm not taking. He just no impact.
No, you know what I did enjoy? Remember him and Rondo had a beef?
Oh yeah,
that was pretty. Well,
cool. Remember when the Celtics tried to trade for him and the NBA didn't, and then they almost sent him to the Lakers, and then everyone was like, no. Yeah, that was when the NBA owned the Hornets, right? For a minute there.
Yes, because Stern stopped it.
Yeah. All right, Skaz, I know Chris, he hates Chris Paul, right?
I'm a known Chris Paul hater. I almost feel bad for him, which I can't believe I'm saying. I just think he's, Doc Rivers has the one title, but he's almost like the Doc Rivers of Doc Rivers to coaching. Chris Paul, like just.
Well, Doc won more though.
Yeah, Doc won more, which is an indictment on Chris Paul. But just a guy who had multiple leads in multiple series and could never get it done because that's what teams led by point guards that aren't named Magic Johnson and Steph Curry do in the playoffs for the most part. But we will go from Chris Paul to Logan Airport because Joe Murray put this in Slack earlier today. White Castle has officially opened its first location inside Logan Airport, launching a fully automated slider kiosk in Terminal A that serves hot burgers on demand with no counter or staff. Gentlemen, are we in or out on a White Castle burger kiosk at Logan Airport?
Brian, you start.
I mean, I'm in for anything that makes the airport experience better. I refuse to drive to the airport. Like, my brother's going back to North Carolina yesterday, asked me to drive him. No. My parents have asked me to pick them up from the airport. No, I don't mess with the airport.
Okay. I don't know if I'm in or out yet. Are
you a big White Castle guy?
I've never been to a White Castle. I walked by the one in the Strip in Vegas and felt like I needed to go in, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I've had the White Castle
I've never
frozen burgers, get them at the supermarket, and I loved Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
But, all right, let's just think of this. A vending machine, right, will produce hot food? So I slide my card, $2.50 for a burger. Let's call it $3. And then I'm going to get a double cheeseburger with bacon and ketchup only. And it's just going to pop out and be ready to go. How is it made? Was
AI.
it sitting there like that? Like, I really need to know. I don't know if I want beef from a vending machine besides like a Slim Jim. Is that even beef? I know, but I mean, like here's another thing.
I mean, but is any of those fast food restaurants nowadays beef?
That's questionable.
RFK would say no.
That is very questionable to begin with. But like, let's use somebody else. Let's use Chick-fil-A. If you could just pop chicken sandwiches out of a vending machine, how? Is it frozen first? Does it get air fried? Does it go? Does a claw pick it up? Like the video game, right?
Yeah.
Picks it up from the freezer, drops it in like an air fryer or whatever, gives it a couple of minutes, warms up a bun, and then puts it together and shoots it out and wraps it?
What if they ended up being better?
I got to try it. This might be a Joe goes to the airport situation. Skaz, are you in or out?
I'd like to see a price point just because it is at Logan Airport. That makes me a little curious what this vending machine will be going for. I mean, I'll try. I'll give it a try. Why not? You can get just about anything out of a vending machine these days, so why not a White Castle burger?
We got to do this another night, but the thought of getting, like, you could get California Pizza Kitchen out of a vending machine.
Yeah. It's getting crazy out there, man.
It's just all right. Well, I'm undecided, but you know what? I'm in for now, and then I'll be out after I try it. If it's bad, if it's better, now I'm going to tell everybody. Just like you ever had? There's a gas station locally here that has great pizza. It's called Slice. It's a gas station. With
Where
pizza.
is it?
It's in Wakefield on Salem Street. Would you get sushi from a gas station?
No, I'm not a huge sushi guy, though.
Me neither.
Yeah, I've never been a sushi guy, but probably not.
Skaz, what you got, bud?
All right, America's newest super team, Dickie V and Charles Barkley, are officially teaming up to call an NCAA tournament game this year. Are we in or out on Charles and Dickie V together calling a game?
In. There's no third guy, though?
That I am unaware of. Let's see if I can get some more info here. But Charles and Dickie V together.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm in. My only fear is this, though, because I feel like I'd be tuning in for them, too. Like, I kind of hope it's not a great game, just so you can hear the banter, right? Like, I kind of want Barkley talking about random stuff. Like, Barkley having a good game, like, isn't that kind of a waste of Barkley? You know what I mean? Like, you kind of need him just...
I thought Dickie V was great. I watched North Carolina last night, and he kept saying, hey, throw it to the big guys at the post. He just kept saying it over and over. Yeah. He still has it. Like, he's still sharp as hell.
Yeah, and recovered. That was awesome. And he's with Jay Will last night.
That's right.
Yeah. They're actually doing two games. They will be calling Kentucky, Indiana, Saturday, December 13th, so coming up. And then they will also call a first four tournament game together.
Which Syracuse guy would you want to call it with them, Brian?
Mello.
So Carmelo.
Melo's he's pretty good on the air. I kind of like him in that NBC gig. I'm not a huge fan of that pregame show right now with Vince Carter's on that, T-Max on. I think I like the Amazon crew, but I'd say Mello.
Like what broadcaster from Syracuse?
Oh! I thought you meant like
that's fine.
analyst.
No, that's fine. You gave a good answer.
McDonough.
Sean McDonough.
Yeah.
With Dickie V and Barkley.
Yeah. I mean, McDonough's really funny.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, McDonough would be a good one.
Okay, in.
All right, from college basketball to Netflix for this next one. Netflix has announced a revival of the hit TV show Star Searched. Star Search, the origin of iconic entertainers like Beyonce, Britney Spears, Usher, Justin Timberlake, and many more, premiering January 13th on Netflix. Are we in or out on the return of Star Search?
And it was where it all started. Plus, think of all the weirdos, the stuff that can be done on Netflix. In.
I'm out. I'm not in on any of those shows. Like,
you never liked American Idol?
No, Idol. What was the other one? The NBC one.
Voice.
The one where they turn the seats around. Is that The Voice?
Yeah.
I
think it is.
Yeah, never really been a fan of those shows.
What do you like?
You know what I just watched on Netflix? The Diddy doc.
Oh,
that is
the 50 Cent doc.
That is insane. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, the first 2 episodes are not about all the stuff that he was in court
The
for.
baby oil.
There is a lot of stuff about the baby oil. Yeah.
There's about other stuff.
There is a male prostitute in there that's interviewed heavily in the show, but there's a lot of stuff about Tupac that I didn't know about. Like, I know there's been a ton
They had a lot of issues. I haven't watched it, but now I might want to.
And he just treated people so poorly, like even before all this stuff was...
Even before he was caught on video being a complete giant dumbass.
Yeah. And there's jurors. There's 2 jurors in it. Like, that was an insane documentary. So I'd say check that out. Very good. Also, Landman right now. Great show.
Ooh, I've heard that was good. I'm a Billy Bob guy, though.
Yeah.
So, all right.
All right, to the NBA. Dwayne Wade calls for the NBA to move the All-Star game to after the season. I don't think we should stop and do the All-Star game in the middle of the season. I see the Pro Bowl, the All-Star game should be a trip, a vacation for guys after the season. Are we in or out on moving the NBA All-Star game to after the season?
If you're going to do that, I just eliminate it in totality. Who the heck's going to watch an NBA All-Star game after the NBA Finals? Like, you just watch this revved-up competitive basketball game. Like, the only hope that the NBA has is that now the summers that we have Olympics. Like, that was awesome, the Olympic team, despite all the Tatum controversy. Like, they had close games against Jokic, against Wemby. I have no use for the All-Star game to begin with, so I would never watch it after the season.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Season's over, man. I'm done. What are we gonna get? Like,
by the way, the Pro Bowl's not even a game anymore. I don't know what Dwayne Wade's talking about.
Oh, you're talking basketball, though.
But
right?
he's saying like the Pro Bowl's. It's like nobody cares about the Pro Bowl. So why does he think like this would be a good thing to do? It's an idiotic take.
He's not the greatest.
No, it's just a dumb.
Sure, he knows the game very well.
Yeah.
A lot of guys don't transfer over well, but what's he doing? What is that network that they're on?
He's on NBC, I think.
Okay.
I think he does like the second game, the Peacock game.
I was in on last night. I got the and it was like good. Tarico was great.
And you notice what else you got? The Bob Costas, the old school intro.
That's right. I heard that.
The New York Boston thing. Like, dude, that reminded me of like my childhood.
Yeah.
Watching games in the 1990s. Well, the Celtics were not great,
yeah.
But you had all these games. Like, it was always like Marv Elbert did it for the first game of the season. Mm-hmm. And it was great.
Guys, when we were kids, they used to have NBA on NBC on Sundays, but there would be like a noon and then so kind of like when you're having your Sunday dinner. You'd watch like Magic Johnson versus somebody, and then you'd eat, and it was a staple, and then they got rid of it all.
Yeah, it was awesome. That song's awesome. Yeah, I liked it. It feels big when it's on NBC. The only thing I don't like is 8 p.m. start. I mean, I'm a night owl anyway; it doesn't affect me. But 8 p.m. start, and then the second game is at 11 p.m.
It was a 20-point lead at halftime, and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anything else, guys?
All right, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Basketball, give me the ball because I'm gonna dunk it.
That's all I can think of when I hear that.
That's SNL.
Tim Robbins. Yeah.
That's all I can think of when I hear that. We will end. We got a couple more. A fight between Katie Taylor and Ronda Rousey is in the works for 2026 in Las Vegas.
Oh, boy.
Are we in or out on Katie Taylor fighting Ronda Rousey?
Okay, hang on a second. I have not heard of this yet. Is Ronda Rousey really wants to fight?
I mean,
I heard recently she was on. I forget she was on some podcast, Gaz. Right? I heard her saying this. That she wanted. This is the same podcast. She got mad about somebody saying something about her.
She was mad at something. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what. But yeah, she's been making the rounds lately, saying she wants to get back in it.
Okay, full transparency. Ronda Rousey was one of the toughest fighters of her time. One kick to the head, done. She went to WWE. She kind of failed. She sucked. She couldn't really choreograph. But she's not a choreographer. Now she's going to come back and fight against Katie Taylor?
And
it's not a UFC fight either.
It's going to be a cage,
boxing
right?
Match, I would
imagine. Boxing, yeah. I was going to say it's going to be something else. So I saw Cage is what I saw.
But isn't she known for, isn't she a wrestler?
Well,
I mean, I know, like, wasn't that her specialty, though? She wasn't a striker, right? Holly Holm just knocked her out.
Yeah,
right?
with one big kick.
Yeah,
I don't think she's a striker.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I think Katie Taylor's she's the best. I mean, her and Serrano are the two best female boxers on the planet right now. So if I'm Ronda Rousey, I don't know if that's the fight I want to start my return with.
Well, I think one's like a true judo, or they both were. I can't remember.
I think Ronda Rousey is. Are you a big UFC guy, Joe?
Yeah.
Did you watch the Islam fight?
I did not, but I will tell you this: COVID was when it really became big because they were the only one that was still fighting. They got to get rid of the judges. They're boxing judges. They don't know how to call this stuff. The UFC, listen, I'll be the first to tell you that I think that there are rigged games in all sports. That sport in particular, I could watch someone get their ass kicked all night long and think they lost and somehow they won the fight.
Yeah. It is, dude. It is so entertaining. I can't believe they're going to do this with the White House.
So Taylor's been a pro boxer, I guess, for a little bit. Ronda hasn't fought in 10 years.
She's going to get crushed. She's going to get knocked out.
What's the payday?
Oh, it's probably huge. It's probably like one of these Paul. Do
you know what? I'm in.
Paul fights.
I'm in. You know why? Because I'll watch all that crap. If it was Charles Barkley versus Charles Oakley, I'd watch it.
Yeah, I guess I'm in too. I'll watch it. You know what I mean? And if it could be one of these two that you don't have to pay for.
We talked about Pacquiao versus Mayweather. Would I watch it again? I probably would.
Well, you watch him fight Paul, right?
Yeah.
Was that the one or was it Tyson where it was the first Netflix one where they didn't have the technology? Remember?
It went blank.
Yeah, that was brutal.
It's real bad. Anything else, guys?
Yeah, sure, why not? Let's end with a weird one. Keyboard brand Vermillo has released a new foot keyboard. You can now control your keyboard with your toes and play games you would normally use a mouse for with your toes. Gentlemen, are we in or out on a foot keyboard?
In or out on a foot keyboard?
So let me get this straight. So instead of using your mouse on your laptop, you can use your feet to move the...
You could use your pinky toe.
Or all your toes.
All your toes.
How big is it?
You could just be a moving toe machine.
It almost looks like a big gas pedal, pretty much. It's bigger than your foot, yeah.
I'm definitely in, because then you don't have to take your hands off the actual keys.
What?
You have to move your... if you're typing on the keyboard, you got to move your hands down to the mouse or move your hands off to the mouse. This way, you're just doing it at one time with your feet. It's just sitting there underneath your desk or wherever you're at.
But I can just
that's what I think, right?
A, B, C, D, E, F,
No,
G.
I was thinking about it as it's just the mouse.
This is a foot keyboard.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Oh.
I thought you meant I thought it was going to be the mouse. Yeah, I wouldn't know. Yeah, no, I'm out on that.
My brain there for a second.
If it was just a mouse, though, I would be in.
I got big feet. Size 16s. They're wide.
16?
Yeah. Just bought some new sneakers, too. Got to work those bad boys in.
But it could be hey, they're made for... Hey, we got the new mouse. It's made for your foot size.
Here is the foot for 16-size foot men. I'm out.
I actually...
I don't want my foot on a keyboard.
Now that I think about it, I may patent this. I may actually do the mouse. Nobody's thought of that. I may do it.
Courtesy of The Ringer. The new foot mouse.
Next time you see me, I got a patent on the mouse keyboard.
Foot mouse. Use your foot to move the mouse. Foot mouse.
I would call it the cheese pad.
Oh, yeah?
There we go.
That's what pedicures look like sometimes. Cheese graters. You ever see that?
I've never gotten one.
Get out of here.
No, I mean.
Oh. I know a little lady
my brother gets them because he runs marathons.
Yeah.
But
you want to get your toesies and footsies real nice for the summer? Lay in that nice, comfortable chair and let them just rip apart your feet.
Feels good.
They'll rub it. They'll scrub it.
I probably use it. I'm a runner, so.
Yeah. They'll file it up. They'll clip it nice. You'll leave feeling just smooth, silky smooth. All right, thanks for that one, Skez.
I thought we should end with a weird one.
All right. Well, I teased this one. I heard a rumor. It's a baseball rumor. I think it's on. We're on to something. So we'll ask Brian Barrett that question coming up here on the other side. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening.
The Sports Up. You know, I'm glad the Patriots are on the bye so we can talk about some other things. The Red Sox, everybody, are you happy with their offseason so far? I'm incomplete. But let me just get the rumor out of the way. I don't think the Joe Ryan thing's done. And this discussion about second apron or luxury tax, whatever.
CBT,
whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They're all out there.
Whatever
CBT,
language.
apron.
Whatever language we want to use. They're
Ribbon.
They're willing to go ahead of the first, not the second. I don't want to hear John Henry talk about losses, okay, bro? Like, not a good look. But fine, it's consistent, it's on par. What I've heard, and this is no source, no nothing, I got no sources, I'm not a reporter. But I ask you, would you trade Brian Barrett and a package for Joe Ryan?
I would drive Bayo to Minnesota if it means you're getting Joe Ryan back. I mean, Ryan's an elite pitcher. I mean, you look at some of his numbers, they're not Crochet-like, but they're pretty close to Crochet. And I'm fine with the Gray move in and of itself. I mean, he strikes out guys 14th in strikeout rate. But you need a number two. We just saw it in the postseason last year. Crochet threw 117 pitches. You win game one. Bayo can't even give you 2 innings or 3 innings, whatever it was, right? He's scared to pitch to Judge. I thought Early did a nice enough job, but you were relying on a guy that there's no chance the Red Sox thought he was going to factor into the equation. Get a legitimate number two. Look at what the Blue Jays just did. They made the World Series. They said we need more depth in our rotation, so they go out and they get Dylan Cease. Yeah, I think it would be something like you'd have to give up one of your pitching prospects, which I'm totally fine with.
Early, Tolley.
And yeah, think about it. You just drafted your first-round pick last year, and Witherspoon was a pitcher, right, SEC guy. And then your second round, the compensatory pick that you got in the Brewers deal for Priester, also a pitcher. Like, the Red Sox actually have pitching depth, and I totally understand that. But for where I'm at right now, you're trying to compete. You just made the playoffs. I need certainty after Crochet. And then we can figure out 3 through 5. But if I go into the postseason and I have 1 and 2, I'm okay with the rest. So, yeah, Bayo, he faltered down the stretch, and the fact that he pitched scared, like, I was certainly starting to buy into Bayo, but the way that he faded was embarrassing.
So, you're the numbers guy. Just think of it in your head how this works. You move Bayo and pieces. Like, it's Bayo and a pitcher, like a prospect.
Yeah, and they may want, remember they wanted a Major League outfielder?
Yeah, and maybe it's the password. I don't know.
Yeah.
But how does removing Bayo and adding Joe Ryan keep them below or keep them in competition to still get those bats that they promised?
Well, it makes sense because he's still under club control. I think he already agreed on arbitration, or they avoided arbitration, I should say. And then you have 2 more years of club control. So if they really want to do this, they could keep him at his current number and then buy out the final 2 arbitration years and sign him to a long-term contract extension.
But do you get what I mean, though?
Yeah.
They're saying that they don't want to spend over a certain amount.
That's how they do it.
They trade Bayo.
Because
there you go.
Right. And then you sign, hopefully, Pete Alonso. Because then you spend your money on the position player. You already have Gray under contract, and then you could sign Joe Ryan to an extension, but you'd have him at a reasonable number. Because I can find out what it is off the top of my. I don't know what it is off the top of my head what Joe Ryan agreed to, but then your big money item would have to be Alonso. Like that to me should be priority 1 over Bregman. I don't know how well Bregman's going to age. We already saw him deal with the injury. You need home runs. This guy's 4th in home runs post-COVID. The Red Sox last year were middle of the pack in home runs. From right-handed hitters, they were 16th. They desperately needed power. I think when Roman Anthony went out in that playoff series, like Yoshida was your best hitter, the Yankees pitching staff feared nobody. Right? Story had a great series, but you didn't fear anybody. Like when the Red Sox were rolling, you always had like JD and Mookie. You feared, right? Manny, Ortiz, all the Ortiz in 13. Like you look at the teams that make it to the World Series. You need fearful hitters. They had nobody once Roman went out.
So, just thinking of this, right? Sonny Gray really replaced what Giolito gave. Is he better than Giolito? Probably.
Yeah, I think he is.
Okay. Yeah. So he's an upgrade.
Yeah, he's making $6 million this year. By the way, Joe Ryan. I just looked it up. Yeah.
But this is how they can get the top of the rotation guy and a bat. I hope the bat's not Bregman, to be honest with you. Like, I don't.
Who do you want, Alonso or Schwarber?
So it's weird because for me, I think Alonso's the guy. What they'll probably do is just bring back. Like, if they traded for Joe Ryan and brought back Bregman, fine. We talked about this earlier. You said Vrabel when it became like, one of the reasons why you took the over. The quarterback has a lot to do with the success of the team. Like, that's a fact. But look what Garrett Crochet did. Like, if you look at the Red Sox, the top of their rotation and the back of their bullpen were free agents. One was a trade, one was a free agent. But when you have that on your team, like, look how good you are. So now if you add a top of the rotation guy with a Sonny Gray as your third,
right?
Now you can do the Cutter Crawfords, the Tollies, whatever, right? The early whatever. You can find back of the bullpen, back of the rotation guys if you're doing that. So to me, I think that I don't know if, like, would this be a bad look that you sign a guy long term and trade him in year 2? Like, I don't know if people care about that thing. I'm wondering if there is value for a Brian Bayo to a team like the Twins.
Yeah, I think there certainly is. I don't think he'd be the main piece in the deal, right? But even if the Twins are starting this rebuild, you still need major league pitchers, right? You still need guys to go out there and give you innings. And it's not like Bayo's on some crazy contract, right? He's on a very reasonable contract, and he's still young. So I think the Twins would definitely take on that contract. The question becomes, who do they want in the farm system? And they do have pitching depth, the Red Sox do. Do they want a major league outfielder? Like, is this a Duran-Abreu landing spot? I know they were interested in Duran when they were originally talking about it, but I don't know if at this point they'd want Duran. But the Red Sox are in a position where they should be trading away prospects for an elite pitcher. Like, wouldn't everybody do the Crochet trade again with the guys that you sent out? He's the second best pitcher in Major League Baseball last year. I mean, you could argue the most. Everyone questioned the durability he gave. Like, there's nothing. He threw his hardest pitch. It's 117 pitch. Like, the guy's awesome. Put somebody behind him. Like, my biggest thing is this. You have the two pillars. You have one of the best pitchers in the sport, right, which the Red Sox have always had during these runs that they went on. And they have a legitimate superstar. Nobody hit the ball harder than Roman Anthony last year. If you look at his hard hit rate, it was the best in Major League Baseball. Just found the power before. He's a young 21-year-old. So go get the supporting pieces. The supporting pieces are another guy you can put in the middle of the lineup, which I want it to be Pete Alonso. And the supporting piece for Crochet is somebody to put behind him in the rotation. And then you go from there. If you got two legit starters and two guys that are fearful in the middle of the lineup, you're cooking with gasoline. Then it's on them to fill in the rest of the pieces, and I like some of the periphery pieces.
All right, we got some callers on the line who want to discuss this. Let's go to. We got John in the car. John, you're on with Joe Murray and Brian Barrett.
Joe, how are you?
How you doing?
Listen, Tommy from Lynn still hasn't paid me for my burrito that we talked about a few months ago, so watch your potato skins tonight.
Oh, I know. He's already on them. Trust me.
This Sonny Gray thing is, as usual, typical Red Sox smoke and mirrors. I feel like every time we talk free agents with the Red Sox now, I'm like in a chastity belt. I'm just never going to get satisfied because this team always tries to prove me wrong with the elephant tied to the daisy hanging off the cliff theory instead of just going out and getting the stud. Sonny Gray, if I remember correctly, his ERA was 4.5 last year, and they had some stat about some advanced sabermetric. Well, if they didn't have errors behind him, his ERA would have been 3.31. Well, you are now bringing him to the worst defensive team in recent Major League memory. Nobody was worse at catching the ball than the Red Sox. So what's that going to do to Sonny Gray? The team needs to go and put a few bucks into the team. You had $250 million with an M dollars that were allocated to Rafael Devers. I didn't want Devers here anymore. I was happy they traded him, but you got to replace him with something. You said you were going to replace him with something. If you're going to tell me that the replacement is going to be Sonny Gray and bring back Tristan Casas and hope you can get Bregman on a discount, it doesn't jive anymore. You had a great season last year, And if you think you're going to get what you got out of Aroldis Chapman next year, you're nuts. Nobody's ever done that before. And that guy is, what, 37, 38 or something like that? There's no way. The team needs to back up Crochet, and it's a crying shame that they're going to go on the way they're going on.
Thanks, John. He's upset.
Yeah. Well, I would say this. I disagree with the fact that they won't go over the second CBT. We were just talking about the scenario that the Red Sox have now, by the reporting, presented us. And the Sonny Gray move, I like in and of itself. I think that he's got a really good sweeper, got a good curveball. I think he'll be fine. But if that's the big pitching move, then I'm going to be unsatisfied with what the Red Sox did. If they don't get Pete Alonso, I'm going to be unsatisfied. Or somebody like Pete Alonso, right? Like whether it's Schwarber. Bregman would be my last choice out of those guys. But if they don't get a bat and a number 2 pitcher, the Joe Ryan trade we presented, then I will be pissed off about the Sonny Gray move. Because then that's the move that you made. I mean, that would be just not good enough for what you did a season ago. So I agree with him on those things. But the Sonny Gray move in and of itself, I was fine with, as long as it's the corresponding move is coming.
All right. What else do we have tonight? Oh, Sonny Gray hates the Yankees. Does that mean anything to you?
I guess spice up the rivalry any way you can. We just, finally we got a playoff series between the two, right? It just feels like the rivalry needed a little bit of spice because who was it? Remember the brawl, the thing a couple of years ago with, not the brawl, the Devers situation where Cole, threw at Devers?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And, no, he didn't even throw it. Didn't he, walk him and say, yeah, he threw at him, whatever it was. But it was it was such a small story because at that point the Red Sox were out of it. It happened, on a Saturday, and it barely caught any traction because the Red Sox stunk. If that happened in 2018, it would have been a major story. If it happened this year, it would have been a major story. So I'm for anything that makes the rivalry more interesting. 100%. Like
Hunter Dobbins' story?
Yeah.
About his dad?
Yeah. I watched the Alex versus A-Rod thing, and I was reminded of, the 2004 thing and, everything that went on with trying to get A-Rod, not getting A-Rod, but then everything with the Red Sox and the Yankees in that series. So anything that makes it more interesting, I'm in.
Well, Carrie Ann in Seattle, she's a avid listener on our YouTube, and she said that your podcast was number 3 on her most listened to podcast.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So just wanted to share that with you.
I appreciate that.
I had a couple of people say we were number 1, Skaz, so I'm happy about that.
Very appreciative of that.
Yeah. Tweet it out. I want to know.
I haven't opened mine up yet I am employed by Spotify technically, so I probably should open mine up at some point today.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll get a headline here.
Can I just give you one other Red Sox thing?
Please.
Do you guys have any feelings at all? Do you care about Wilyer Abreu winning the Pepsi Home Run Derby?
I do. I think he's a home run hitter, but they have a lot of. What do they do? Who's out? Let's see. You have. If they want to move money, isn't Yoshida the guy to move?
Yeah, but I guess he got some of the value back. It's not a very appealing contract. You know what I mean?
But you're not trading Wilyer, are you? We are open.
Well,
to it.
say that the Twins are we want a major league outfielder, right? And they're not going to pick Yoshida. Can't play the outfield, and Duran is 4 years older than Abreu. So if they say now they like Duran when they were in those initial talks, but maybe they say, hey, this is a Gold Glove outfielder, 2 years in a row.
Ooh, so maybe this home run thing
they can hit home runs.
Give him the old boost.
Yeah, and I like Abreu as a player. I much prefer to keep him over Duran.
Injury.
Yeah, and look, you look at his lifetime average against lefties, it's 200, but look at the plate appearances. He never got the opportunity. Duran has a large sample size that he can't hit lefties. And did you see him and I know it's only a few games, did you see him in the playoffs? Did you see him try to catch a ball in the outfield? Then did you see him not run?
I did.
After Giancarlo Stanton? I'm done with Duran. Another guy.
I am done with Duran.
He doesn't provide anything.
I just think they look at that $7 million and they're like, he does a lot for $7 million. You know? If they got rid of Duran and Abreu, who's their outfield?
Yeah, then you got an issue. Yeah, I mean, because you probably get rid of one of the two. But if you're at the point where, hey, the Twins, we want this prospect.
That means the password's playing.
Right, yeah. We want this prospect, we want Brian Bayo, and we want Abreu.
Done. See ya.
Got to do it. And I'm sure there'd be another prospect in that deal. But
Done.
if Abreu's the major league outfielder they want, yeah, I'm good.
What's this Jorge Polanco thing going on here? I liked him. He actually had a pretty good playoff.
Good playoff run.
Yeah, but he's a DH.
I don't know why that would be a priority over the guys. Dude, this is my thing: is be the Red Sox again. Like, we all know Alonso's the number one target. Go get Alonso.
Yeah, I'm fine with them not going above the second CBT.
Dude.
No, if they do it the right way.
If they get Ryan and Alonso.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
If you want to get out of it, make room.
Yeah.
Make room.
No, that works for me. If you get Joe Ryan, you get Pete Alonso, and then you're going to get some of these guys back in the rotation, right? Even with Bayo going out. Like, Crawford's going to be back next year. He's an innings eater. Yeah, he gave up the most home runs a couple of years ago. But you know what I know he wouldn't have done? Quit against the Yankees. Like, he goes out there every night. He gives you 5 innings. He may give up 3 runs. He usually most of his home runs are solo home runs, by the way. It's kind of weird how that works out. But I'm fine with him being part of the rotation, right? And then let's see what happens. I honestly don't know if Toley starts the year with it.
He's bulking up.
He's bulking up?
I read that today. He's bulking up.
I hope that's early. So somebody's got to get him to Silven Street.
We got to get. Because I was going to say we got to get some brickle pie for him.
One other thing too. The Blue Jays have been doing quite a bit already in the AL East. John Heyman 15 minutes ago. Kyle Tucker visited with the Blue Jays earlier today.
Oof. They ain't messing around, huh?
They saw it. They want to get it, man. They were that close. They should have won. I mean, jeez.
But they're just going to move on from Bo Bichette, huh?
I would prefer him to Bregman.
Me too.
Because, look, he's the worst defensive shortstop in the game, but you can put him at second.
The Bucks said that Giannis has a right calf strain tonight.
Yeah. He did that walking into the Bucks facility to meet with the team.
Jaylen Brown. Well, I'll tell you that in headlines. There's an update on Jaylen Brown for tomorrow night. So we'll have that coming up for you. We'll do the headlines. And Will Campbell, I want to get your thoughts on that. We'll do that next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub.
It found the Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. Brian Barrett's here from The Ringer. Do you ever read? You obviously read a lot of your colleagues' stuff, right?
I do.
The Ringer does have some formulated, thoughtful things. I don't love their player rankings. I got to be honest with
The
you.
NBA ones?
Yeah.
Have you read Ruiz's thing, the quarterback rankings?
Of this for this week, or is
No,
it?
just in general.
Yes. You know what? One I read a while ago. And I wish I could credit who said it, but they were saying winners and losers this year, and they were saying one of the big winners is Josh McDaniels for just having Drake May. He was a winner by default, basically. Not crediting him for anything, just saying he was a winner by default.
I know a lot of people are Josh McDaniels somehow is is such a polarizing figure. You either really like him or really hate him. But one of the things, I was just bringing up the Ruiz thing because I had him on my pod. This is probably 4 or 5 weeks ago, when Drake really started to assert himself in the MVP conversation. And I was like, well, how many, because he was a little bit lower in the rankings. It takes time to go up his rankings. And it's basically I think it's maybe just Mahomes and Allen. You take over him now, right? How many quarterbacks would you take over him right now? Not even saying for the rest of because of he's still rookie contract. I'm just saying right now, how many he's the MVP favorite. I mean, Mahomes obviously done it in the postseason. I mean, Allen's had moments in the postseason.
Stafford might be the only guy.
Stafford, yeah. So Ruiz, he said he's the Gen Z Stafford. That's that's what he explained it. But obviously Drake has the ability to run as well, which obviously Stafford doesn't. But
you notice he's running less.
So this is a question I had for Callahan today. Do they dial it up in the big games in December?
Yeah, I do.
And into the playoffs? Because here's the thing. Josh McDaniels is also Cam Newton's offensive coordinator, where Cam Newton had the most rushing touchdowns in the
history,
league. He was second in attempts that year when he had Josh McDaniels. So I just think, because here's the other element. They're terrible in the red zone.
That's what I was going to bring up. Yeah.
They're terrible in the red zone. They're, 22nd in touchdown percentage? They're just over 51% or 24th, I forget at last glance, but it's just over 51%. And we've seen it, the Bengals game, that should have been over. You can't get in from the 1 yard line. Well, Drake May, he can run. You can use that a little bit more. So I think, and when these games get tougher and you need to have it, go through Josh Allen's game log from last season, and you look at the Kansas City game, the Baltimore game, important games at the end of the season. Then look at the Jets, he barely ran. Then look at the playoffs and the rushing totals going up in terms of the attempts. I think they've just been sitting on it. And they haven't had to use it, really. I mean, they could have in some of these, short yardage situations. But I think that could be the solution to their short yardage issue and their red zone issue.
So when you do a radio show in Boston, people just text you stuff. And they're listening. Thank you. I appreciate everybody. But I always get these. So the other night I'm hammering, hey, they won, but this red zone thing's a problem. And I think if you really go back a little bit, I think they're 1 for their last 10.
Well, they were, what were they, 1 for 5 the other night?
1 for 5.
0 for 2 against Cincinnati.
2.
What was the game before Cincinnati? Jets?
7. Yeah.
I think they were 3 for 5 against the Jets.
Okay. Maybe I think it's, yeah. All right. Might have been 1 for the last 7 is what I think.
It's definitely 1 for the last 7.
Whatever. It's not good. So I get an old text to Rooney.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe. They're going to ramp it back up. They're basically not showing their hand right now.
Smart. You're the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
But in a game hey, you have to have it against Buffalo.
Yeah. But how
Drake's running.
But we're on post game. I'm supposed to be
yeah.
Hey, don't worry about it, guys. They're just not showing their hand right now.
Let me ignore it.
It's hard to do that.
Yeah.
It's hard to not be critical about that. But here, this is why I wanted to bring up the Will Campbell thing. Burt Breer's, he's plugged in, man. He's plugged in. He says it's, grade 3 strain. Which would probably mean he's done. Yeah. If he's cleared and they get the bye, I can see him being there. I'm not booking it. So today, if you were like, hey, Joe, do you think he's back? I'm going to say no. So it hasn't been a problem yet, but they need to be able to run the ball in on the goal line. And I only bring up Sony Michel because he was what he was, but they rode him through a playoff run.
And they had Devlin back there, right?
Can they do that now? Do you feel like this group of Ramondre, in Travion Henderson and Jennings, whatever, do you feel like they can get those short yardages? And right now, it's questionable. I don't know.
I think in order to do that, you need to involve Drake. Like, Travion has been incredible the past couple of weeks. And if you look at some of his numbers, it's kind of crazy. You look at yards after contact per attempt. He's 4th in the NFL.
Saw that.
Behind Taylor, Achane, and Bijan. Like, these are the best running backs in the league this season. So I love what Travion's doing, but obviously he also has these runs where he gets stuffed. And I think, honestly, the offensive line, if you look at sort of the grading system, they have been much better in pass protection than in run blocking. Which, I mean, you kind of like that, right? Like, protecting the core. And some of the sacks have been on Drake, not to take anything away from the season.
And he's admitted it.
Yeah, but, like, the short yardage stuff, I think the answer is simply Drake May. And I just wonder what the ratio is going to be going forward between Travion and Ramondre. Because Ramondre played more snaps the other night, got one more carry. I just feel like Travion, to me, he's almost like a deep threat receiver in this sense, where it's like, yeah, he could have a run that he runs into his lineman and he only runs for a yard, or he has a 2-yard run, but he also has the 55-yard run in him. He has the 69-yard touchdown against Tampa. Like, you just don't know when he's going to break one. And putting Ramondre out there, and I know they like Ramondre so much more in pass protection than Travion Henderson, I just feel like he's so much more dangerous that how do you balance out those carries down the stretch of the season? Like, I really would like it to be 3-1, but I think it's going to be more like what we saw the other night, where it's like 55-45 or closer to 50-50, which I have a tough time doing just because I know what a weapon Travion Henderson can do. Like, when you have a deep threat, like back in the day, Brandon Cooks, you never want to take him off the field, right? Because the defense always has to account for him. And I think, not comparing it, but I do think it's similar in the sense, like, the new trend around the NFL is like these big runs, right? Because of the way defenses play. Like, you think about Gibbs, you think about Bijan, you think about some of these other running, like Travion, like, they break them off. They may not be successful all the time, but they can break them off. That's why, I don't know, do you think that's going to be 50-50, 55-45, or do you think it will be 3-1?
I think that they tried to get Stevenson going last week.
Yeah.
He looked better.
First drive, ran over the safety who was in Holland, trucked him,
I think he's going to be the guy. Like, on the goal line, I do. And you're right. I think Drake May, they need to be able to run him more. And, you know, if you get, like, Jaden Daniels gave up his body in the playoffs last year. I'm just thinking a guy like Stafford did, too. Hurts did.
Yeah.
Hurts barely could. I mean, I know he was hurting. Get it? Right now, I just think the way they're playing things, I think another big concern here is, too, their run defense is progressively getting worse. It's because of Milton Williams, though. Now, are they giving up a 100-yard rusher? No. But it used to be 50. Now it's 67. You know, like, it's slowly. But next week, I'm telling you, man, Josh Allen, James Cook.
It's the best running team in the NFL right now.
If I was the Bills, I would challenge them. It keeps the ball out of Drake May's hands.
Yeah, because their defense stinks. Their pass defense is okay. Their run defense stinks. I'm talking about Buffalo. But the one other thing is, when I look at the defense, they got gashed a couple of times against the Giants. The overall numbers are good, but the Giants are not a good rushing football team. The pass defense has been really good for the Patriots, which you like to see. But here's the big takeaway from the game the other night, Joe. You know what they didn't do?
What's up?
They didn't give up points on the opening drive.
Oh, that's right, I know.
It didn't happen for the first time in 8. Like, I think you got to go back to the Atlanta game. So they were ready to go right away. Dude, I loved that game the other night where I felt like for the first time, like, the defense just set the tone. That Ellis hit, I'm like, oh boy.
It's, you know,
both of them.
When we watch the 3 games to glory video, we're going to see the Ellis hit as the Brian Cox hit from years ago. And
that's going to be, how about Theo Johnson's series? So he tries to fight him when the hit was legal. And then, so they get the penalty. So instead of it being 3rd and 1, they're backed up. And then Mapu absolutely drops him on the next play. That was Theo Johnson's series.
Did you see Vrabel brought them over to talk to them both, too? Like, he didn't say anything to Ellis. But Mapu was like, come over here. Just to keep him in line. It was a big hit.
Yeah.
Hey, the replacements are playing well. Like, I hope they can keep it that way. Because when the games get tougher, those guys, things get a little. The star players step up in big situations. Like, I think Joey Bosa's starting to turn it on a little bit. I watched him last week with a strip sack. I'm not saying the Bills are a threat. I think they put themselves in a really bad situation. But if the Pats lose to the Bills, I'm not going to be shocked. I just will not be shocked.
Yeah, they're the more desperate team.
And the Ravens, same thing. They run the football. Now, they got to give Derrick Henry more than 10 carries in a game.
My thing with them is, though, Lamar can't move right now.
Yeah. Why are they not giving the ball to Derrick Henry?
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
It's just.
I mean, Lamar, he can't run right now, so clearly he's not right physically. And then before last week, and they lost to the Bengals, he had 3 straight games where he's under 200 passing yards. Like, he's just not the same guy right now from a health perspective. So, I mean, I still think if you look at the playoff, because it doesn't look like Kansas City's going to get in. Like, they lose a tiebreaker with almost all those teams battling for a wild card.
It's a big game this week. Yeah. Texans, Chiefs.
Huge. Texans are getting 3 and a hook.
I'm rooting for the Chiefs.
I mean, I don't want to see the Texans defense. I mean, I know it's crazy to say.
Rooting for the Chiefs this week.
Texans defense is frightening. You got Anderson on one side just completely tearing it up. And then you got Hunter on the other side.
Yep. All right, Brian. Thank you for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
This has been fun. Pump up all your stuff. The Ringer, Off the Pike Pod.
Yeah, check out the Off the Pike Pod, Spotify. You can get it on Apple as well. Got an episode up today, Fact or Fiction, with Andrew Callahan. We discussed lucky or draft pick, Drake or Brady.
Brady.
Yeah. Well, but it's kind of like the scenario I presented you, like how fortunate they were that Drake was there at 3.
Yeah.
But we got into a bunch of stuff. Diggs, are they load managing him? Which I said yes.
Would you sign him next year?
To an extension?
Like would you rather Stephon Diggs back or like Justin? Because I don't think Jefferson would fit in this.
Why not? I mean,
I think
there's
Brown,
so much salary cap space. AJ Brown.
Brown's the guy.
You think Vrabel? I mean, I know he's Vrabel's guy, but man, I love him. 2 of my brothers went to Ole Miss. Obviously pissed off about the Lane thing. So I love AJ Brown as a player, but dude, there's a lot of stuff going on with this guy. Like, even with, are we sure? Like, he'd just be, maybe he would book? Because of this offense.
They got to bring his book back. Where did the book go?
Yeah, what happened to the book?
Yeah, they kept him in check a little bit.
Like, the dude is always miserable.
I know.
He's so mad all the time.
He was sad when the Pats didn't draft him, right?
I was kind of sad about that, too.
Me too. Well, you know the story. Belichick thought him and Debo were screwing around on the visit, and they thought Nikhil took it more seriously.
He drafted Gronk after Gronk was sleeping. Wasn't he sleeping?
That's true. Oh, I can't wait for all the Bill stuff coming up, man. This is going to be great. Oh, can't wait for that Belichick Kraft together on the same weekend. I bet you Kraft gets hosed somehow.
Wait, how many years? Was it 5 years for players?
Yeah, but Kraft...
no, Kraft's on that... What's he got to get, 80% or something?
Yeah, but 80%? They made a new rule where coaches automatically...
Yeah. I mean, obviously... But is Kraft definitely going to get it?
Well, we don't know that. He's got to get voted in.
Yeah, Bill's definitely
Bill's going in.
Yeah, is Kraft? I'm wondering.
That's what I'm saying. I wonder if. Imagine Bill gets in before Kraft. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, it probably. It would add to the drama. But like, what year did Gronk retire?
He signed a 1-day contract with the Patriots last week.
Oh, so he's technically this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I don't know about that.
I didn't know if that.
It might be the 2 years ago that he.
Yeah.
I guess I got to look that up.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe you got a story out of that.
Yeah, because that would have been funny if there was like, because obviously he's not in the thing. I was wondering. But yeah, you're probably right. He's probably now, the clock is now.
Can I give you an assignment? Can you look into how many 2-on-1 situations the Celtics have actually had this year? Just to,
like on offense or defense?
Because you know Joe Mazzulla talks about finding the 2-on-1.
Yeah.
Just, if you can.
I don't know how to do that.
I'll
try to figure it out.
Well, how about when you watch now? Just make a little note.
They had a nice one, Pritchard to Jaylen to Pritchard last night.
Yeah, okay, there's one.
Yeah.
It's just the 2-on-1 talk was a lot of...
Yeah.
Anyways.
And margins, that's his other thing.
He's Brian Barrett, everybody. He lives in Peabody, and we're at the Silven Street Grille in Peabody, and he happily joined us here tonight. Check out all his work. And Carrie Ann in Seattle has him as the 3rd-ranked podcast on her rap, so that's cool. All right,
Carrie Ann.
We got to go to break. Scaz, I got a musings I want to do on the other side. So we'll take a break. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You want a random take? Murray's got all sorts on stuff in the world unrelated to sports. So sit back, relax, and get your mind in the game and listen to the words of a grown man complaining.
All right, it's Murray's Musings here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Shout out to Molly at Silven Street, Grille and Peabody tonight. She's helping us out. She just brought Tyler Knutson a chocolate cake with chocolate ice cream with chocolate sauce. Well, I might. Thank you for offering. And Topher has a apple crisp with a vanilla ice cream and a caramel. Caramel. So thank you. I might have to get my own later now. The Be a Man guy is here. His name's Harmon, everybody, but you know who he is.
How you doing?
So this segment here, Harmon, I'm going to just go off. You can just hang out, and then I'll bring you in on all this stuff.
Do what you got to do, brother.
So it's Murray's Musings. This is a segment. We got to keep it clean tonight, by the way.
Not a problem.
That's like me. No. Trust me. I go out and say, hey, Joe, we got to, like when we do the shows, got to stay on clock tonight, Joe. Yep, no problem. Because we're already 11 minutes past the hour, but that's fine. But when you're in the car by yourself, right?
Yeah.
Are you a music guy? What is the Be a Man guy's in the car experience like?
I listen to podcasts at 98.5. Basically, I have 98.5 on all day, different parts of the day.
Okay.
And podcasts and some music. If I'm going to the gym, I'll put on. I had on Emerson College Radio tonight.
Oh yeah, okay.
88.9.
Yeah.
Some great songs.
Yeah,
it's a great Peter Gabriel song. I never heard it before.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm a silence guy.
Really?
Some people think I'm crazy and a wacko.
Yeah. Your business, right?
Yeah, that's my business. But no, you know what it is? I work on the radio. I've done this now. Hey, I work on the radio. I've done this for almost 20 years of my life.
Yeah, need some peace and quiet once in a while.
I had 5 days off. Like I had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no Pats, and I worked the Patriots game on Monday.
Right.
So those 5 days, I didn't listen to the radio once. I didn't go near it. But I will say this: when I'm in the car, I think I enjoy silence.
That's sometimes silence is golden, right? You know what I'm saying?
I think some people find it weird. I'll ask Skaz, because Skaz is back at our Town Fair Tire Studios. Am I a wacko, Skaz? I like to sit in silence. Is that wrong?
Wrong might be a little strong. You're a little bit of a strange duck there, Murray.
I am definitely strange.
I would say a little bit, but I'm not really maybe if it's really nice out, you got the windows down, there's some natural noise there. But for me to be completely silent, windows up in the car, I got to be like absolutely stewing. That's like I'm furious. Like something has gone wrong, and now I am angrily sitting in the car with no music, no podcast, but. I would say that's a very, very rare occurrence if that happens.
See, for me, I feel like it's, Skaz, the job that we have is taking in information all the time. Like right now, right? I can just do a simple refresh on my Twitter, and it will just have something at the top, right? Like
Giannis is down.
Yeah, Giannis is down. Right? Young Hoo Koo blamed Jamie Gilligan for the reason for his missed kick. Who's Jamie Gilligan? Is that the holder? I mean, we're still talking about that kick, by the way.
That was unbelievable.
I don't think I've ever seen it, to be honest with you. And it was funny because I got a text from an unknown man that said it's smelly, and I said, "Huh?" Because if you think about it, I know you've been around the gambling game. I mean, the total
makes you wonder sometimes.
Total was 46.5.
And it was 37 at halftime.
It landed at 33-15. What's that? 48, right?
Yeah.
And Borregales missed one later, but that's because he's probably a rookie. But I'm just saying. But teasers could have gotten involved.
It'd be a lot to be involved to get everyone on board like that.
You know
about the kickers and everything.
Yeah.
Did you big production?
Were you around for the BC scandal?
What, the basketball one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I remember it. I wasn't involved, but.
Anyways, I like to sit in silence when I'm in the car. My ride home tonight will be 4 minutes long. I'm not even going to start my car. I'm going to get in it. It's going to be cold. I'm going to go down. I'm going to put no music on, and I'm going to park the car. And I got to wake up early tomorrow because I have Nesson at 8 a.m. Oh. But besides that, though, I'm going to not listen to music.
I didn't know you were on Nesson.
Yeah, we'll talk about that another time. Good. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow morning.
Sometimes you need your brain to decompress.
I need to I call it decomposing, but yes, it's decompressing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Charging your brain battery.
This story I saw today, and I threw it in our Slack channel. How to make yourself poop regularly in the morning before going to work. I think I'm a poop before work guy.
Yeah, I used to chew tobacco, so it was like I put a dip in every morning when I was younger.
And then it would...
Yeah, it was great. You know?
I know people who like to have a coffee.
Yeah.
And then
exactly.
the coffee kind of...
Same thing. But I'm pretty regular now. Not that we want to talk about it.
No, and I know these guys are eating, so I don't want to, disturb them. Maybe they're not listening. I don't know. But this is from the New York Post, so and I always like to bring up some stories that are fairly interesting. If the thought of answering nature's call in your office's communal bathroom makes you break out in a sweat, you're far from alone. Surveys show that a third of employees are scared to poop on the job. And nearly 1 in 5 refuse to entirely, citing everything from privacy issues and embarrassment over smells and concerns about noise.
Well, out of that third, 75% are probably women.
You sure?
I would think. I mean, women are very fussy about that.
Well, I do know this. Some women I know, they will only do it in their personal bathroom.
Yeah. Some women I know, no matter how many days they do it, they take a shower afterwards. Every time. Yeah.
You just got to wipe it off. Experts say there are a few simple steps you can take to drop a deuce before your morning commute so you don't have to go while your coworker is sitting in the next stall. A doctor says most people aren't that lucky to have a bowel movement that comes on the clockwork. It all starts with your lifestyle. Having regular, more predictable poops are a byproduct of all the lifestyle habits that someone has. When all these habits are combined and leveraged to optimize your health, your body gets into a rhythm of things, including when you poop. So it's not just about bathroom convenience. Research suggests how often you go says a lot about your overall health, including your risk for chronic diseases. Mm-hmm. In one study, scientists found that the best outcomes were linked to passing stool once or twice a day, known as Goldilocks zone.
Well, I mean, it's an Italian thing. I didn't have an Italian mother, but all my friends that had Italian mothers, it was like, did you move your bowels today? They'd ask me, too. And it's like, what?
Okay.
Yeah.
Step 1 is to get more fiber.
Yeah.
To make your pooping schedule more predictable, the first step is making sure you're getting enough fiber.
Okay.
Step 2 is to hydrate. Now, I know about this. You don't want a hard stool, bro.
No. You only get a fisher. I get up every morning. I walk a mile around my condo. I do 2,500 steps, and then I have a half a glass of cold water. I poop, and I take all my clothes off, and I weigh myself every day.
Door open or closed? Be a man.
Open. I live alone. Only my cats can see me. My scale's by the window.
Step number 3, get moving. Just like you said.
Okay.
Recommends engaging in some sort of physical activity for those to facilitate bowel movements. If your body moves, your gut moves. Now, it doesn't mean you have to run a 5K or lace up your sneakers. A few short yoga poses, maybe. To kind of summarize this, there are fiber-rich meals. Morning glass of H2O or a little exercise can get your gut moving. You'll be well on your way to taking care of business before the workday even begins.
Now, I heard if you take a stool softener, what's it, Maalox? Is that the drink? I hear you get dependent on that. You can't stop.
Really?
That's what I've heard that from some.
What was the other stuff called?
Is it Maalox that helps you? I know what you're thinking about, the chocolate.
No. I've told this story to.
If I'm on the road and I have to go, I told you where I go, right? Home Goods.
You get designated poop spot.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Great place for guys because no guys go in there.
Yes.
It's all women in that store, so it's always clean.
We talked about this one night on the air. Designated poop spots.
Yeah.
I have a couple on the way in. from basically PBD to Waltham. I got a couple.
It's good to have.
I don't know if I have one on the North Shore. Ooh, I used to have one.
Library's a good place. It's always clean.
Do you have to use a library card to use the
do you need one nowadays?
I actually haven't been to the library in 35 years.
A few times I go in, I usually just walk in.
I had one spot, but I worked next to it.
Okay.
It was a McDonald's in Beverly. It's got a side door.
Yeah, that place
but it's a public one now, though. So that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I want the one where I can get the key.
Do you have a roll of toilet paper in your car?
I do not carry a roll. Do you?
I do.
What?
Never use it.
Be a man guy. What? This could be, I don't know if you have anything because I know you've written books.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think are important things that should be in the trunk of a vehicle at all times?
Well, obviously a baseball bat.
Okay. A glove too, maybe? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, make it look good.
Okay. Golf clubs?
Blankets.
I'm
trying, like the back of my car, I have like beach chairs. I have a beach bag still with towels and everything.
Mm-hmm. But you said you have toilet paper.
I do. I have a couple of rolls of toilet paper back there. I have wipes, like dude wipes.
I was going to say, I like baby wipes, but you like the dude wipes. Okay.
We're actually going to be working for them, so they sent us a bunch.
Really?
Yeah.
So dude wipes and be a man.
Dude wipes, blankets.
Does that help the image of be a man?
Yeah, it's a manly thing.
Yeah, it's a dude.
I mean, I guess you can use it for your whole body when needed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but good product.
What else?
I have tools.
Okay, what about an air compressor for your
I don't
tire?
have an air compressor.
Now you just go to a gas station. Have you tried to fill up gas? Your air in a new gas station?
I have a leaky tire that instead of getting it fixed, I just put air in it every day. Be a man.
Have you? I went the other day to do this, and it was a challenge. You have to wait for this beep.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I went to one. I helped a girl like a couple of months ago, and she didn't know what to do. But we were at a gas station, and it was pretty cool. It was modern technology. It had it had your tire pressure digitally shown and stuff. So it was pretty cool. It had to be at 32 or whatever. So I was able to do it, and it was a breeze.
No. Yeah. I like to put the compressor on, fill up a can, and then
that's the way to do it.
But
what's that cost?
I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, $50 or whatever
for air.
Yeah, but it's still if you're stuck somewhere.
So, what's the Be a Man guy been up to? I saw our good friends Alex Barth and Matt McCarthy broadcast it from the Brook 2 weeks ago for a Vince Wilfork event.
I saw them up there.
And who was there but you?
Yeah, well, we got hired by the Brook. We signed a contract with them.
Oh, right.
It was Vince Wilfork was up there.
Yep.
And
they're a partner of our station.
Yep. Ty Law.
Yep, he's got his vodka.
Is his barbecue sauce advertising?
No, but Vince is a loyal fan.
Great guy. And, Mike McNansky, he's the MC up there.
Yep.
And I was there too, and we just, did like an appearance, and he promoted his.
And you had a table and did like I'm the Be a Man guy and signed.
Pretty much. It was pretty hectic up there.
Because the Brook's happening, bro.
Yeah,
Nine Dragons rules.
Well, I mean, in the room.
Oh, that nice little room in the back with the leather chairs and everything.
It was just like everybody was all over the place, and they had different tables with different items and they giveaways, good food. They had Sam Adams Bear was there. And,
nice.
I forget Ty's vodka's name, but he had the table for that. It was,
Corvus.
Yeah, it was pandemonium. It really was.
So you were on the NASCAR circuit for a little bit, I saw.
Yeah, we do some stuff in NASCAR. Yeah, Talladega. I can't even tell you the stuff I saw in Talladega.
Please don't.
No, not on the air. But that was like wild. Even like the NASCAR drivers I saw like before the race, they were, you were up there last night. Were you on the boulevard? I'm like, yeah. So what'd you see? I'm like, I think I saw a murder and a rape. I mean, people walking around naked and crazy.
Wow.
At the campground, you have anarchy. It's just the cops are drinking. It's crazy. The guys pull up in the pickup trucks and they have stripper poles on, and girls just go up there and strip. I never saw anything like it.
This was right up your alley.
It was awesome. I was working for a beer company. We were just giving out beers, and it was crazy. It was a crazy time. Good time.
So what's the holiday like for the Be a Man guy? You got your 13 days of Christmas?
Oh, yeah. Well, we just recorded about 50 of them. Yesterday, we'll pick the best 13 of them and put one out every day, I guess starting the 12th. until the 25th. It's the 6th year we've done it. And I think there's a whole compilation of them. The whole compilation, which is about 60 or 70 of them, are on YouTube, I believe. So I'll send that to you later. It's like 5 or 7 minutes long now. And that'll be starting up, I guess, the 12th, which is a week from Friday. Next Wednesday, I'm going to be in Times Square.
Whoa!
I'm up on the billboard.
That's cool.
The company Carrot with a K. They're like a banker and credit card for influencers.
Yes. So you're like a full-fledged influencer now.
Yeah.
See, because you are self-made to me. You and your brother, really.
Yeah.
Well, give him a shout out. How can people find him?
Mr. Monday. He's back in action. He's doing his Monday picks. Have you seen him?
No, but I got to tell you though, between the two of you,
he's got the talent.
You're the star. Yeah, I was gonna say like you're the face.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's a talented one in the family. That's what I'd say. I mean, I didn't want this. It just happened. He wanted it, and it's going to happen for him. But he's busy with his construction company and everything.
Yeah, and and I know that you worked you worked a retail shop for years.
Yeah,
and now you're
in mortgages.
That's right. Yeah. And now so I think influencers are my biggest competition. And what I mean by that is we work at a radio station, so we're endorsers for businesses, right? So they, you guys can negotiate the deals yourself, and the money goes right to you.
Yeah.
Ours, it goes to the station, and then we get a nice little fee. But, think about it. Now businesses are like, should I use this guy or this radio station?
Who has more reach?
And what I'm trying to say is, what do businesses like now? Do they want followers? Because you have a huge following. Do they want that, or do they want the reach of a demographic that they can choose?
It's the whole thing with algorithms and everything else, how much time they look at it. Joe, my partner, he deals with all that. It's always changing too, and he's always like changing on the fly.
Nice. So you're at the Brook, huh?
At the Brook, yep. I think January 3rd, Kurt Angle's going to be there. Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a big one.
Yeah.
So you're going to be with him?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll be
Do you know anything about Kurt Angle?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, obviously Olympic champion.
Yeah.
Won a championship with a broken freaking neck.
Yep. No, I loved him.
He's had some trials and tribulations.
Yeah. I mean,
he's happy now. He's had some.
Do you ever follow AEW?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was there a couple of weeks ago.
Our buddy Steve Buchanan, who lives down the street here, he's been doing AEW weekly television. He works at DraftKings.
Oh, really? Okay.
But now he's like a figurehead doing betting on. Are they on TNT? I can't remember what they're on.
I think TNT.
But he's like a figurehead now, talking sports betting for DraftKings, but like interviewing the wrestlers. Great for him. He's a good kid, lives right down the street here.
We work for DraftKings too.
There you go.
Yeah, we're working for
You're doing it all, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the Brook has.
No, it was before that.
Oh no! Yeah. So you're wow.
And actually, do you ever hear the Redneck Brawl?
I've heard of it. Yes,
I'm announcing that next.
Of course you are.
Next Friday night. Well,
where's that at?
That's in West Virginia. And everything you think about the South.
Yeah, so you're from here, but you're making your money in the South, bro.
Yeah, that's a big.
Or New Hampshire, live free or die.
Yeah, those are our people.
So what else you got going on, man? I follow you. Give him a follow. I'm a Twitter guy, but you're on Instagram as well, and you can follow his YouTube page as well. But he's the Be A Man guy spelled out.
Yeah, that's on Twitter, but everything else, the big page is at Boston Be A Man.
Boston Be A Man.
Yeah. That's follow there.
So I will tell you this: your book is a hit.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people come up to me and say, I love your book, and people, will have it in their car and they sign it for them and stuff.
What else do you think you could do a book on? Like, I know that
we might do a part too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because I like the story about your old man, your upbringing.
Yeah, actually, I wrote a screenplay or an outline for a screenplay before the whole Be A Man thing about how he grew up at the bar and all that, and
Did you ever see the movie The Drop?
Oh, the best. I speaking of 88.9, I heard a song by the band The Drop.
There you go.
Tonight, it made me think of the movie.
There you go.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
I think about that upbringing, and like that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
I do think that there should be more books about, like me, I'm 43. So everything that I hear is about your days of growing up.
Right.
But it was your elders that were in the thick of it, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They weren't very PC back then.
Exactly. And it's just that, like, I think we need more on that.
Yeah.
I think a story about the Big Dig would be huge. Right.
I know stories.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I want the dirt. I want, like, the real good stuff.
No pun intended.
Yeah. But I want more about like that. I want, because so much went into
be a
it.
book on it, because there's so much money disappeared and went way over budget and everything. There's got to be some kind of book on it that's documented somewhere, right?
I need
what
it.
It costs like $16 billion.
Is it officially done? By the way,
I think so. It is a little better to get in.
Yeah, it is. I got to admit that.
Compared to what it was like.
Remember that old Starro Drive? There was never that little underpass to get rid of.
It's still horrible, but I mean, it probably knocked 25% off.
All right. So when you're coming 93 South, let's say, you know what I'm talking about. You're going by Boston Sand and Gravel.
Oh yeah,
and you can go in the right lane,
and I cut to the left.
You do it?
Yes. All the time. I'm one of those guys. You know why? Because I'm always late for something.
Oh, you're the worst.
I try to do it about, say, 6 or 7 cars up if I can.
No, it's another one that gets me. When you're on 93 North, let's say you just left the casino 93 North. Well, 95 is
on the right.
Peabody, right?
Yep.
And then the next one's Waltham.
That's horrible.
That's a long line to get there.
That's
horrible. So there's the people that go all the way up and then cross over. Out on those people.
Not me.
You just admitted that you do it. Well, I'm glad you stopped by, man.
No, thanks.
What else can we do? Be a man. Your Brook Casino.
Yeah.
You're going to be at the Redneck. What?
The Redneck Brawl. That's something else you have to follow.
Okay.
The Redneck Brawl. That's an
Google that, everybody.
Yeah, I'll be the announcer on that.
And then people can buy your book for Christmas gifts this year.
Yeah, it's only $11 now on Amazon. There's a sale. Yeah.
Wow. That's not a bad. But for real, for the holiday this year, and you want to get like your old man, you don't know what to do. The Be a Man book. His name's Harmon, and I'm a collector. But you know a little.
You have
something.
a book, right?
Do I have a book?
Yeah, I gave you one. Yeah.
Oh no! I thought you meant do I write a book? I have a book. Yeah. Yes, I have a book. It's signed by you.
First time I met you, I think.
That's right.
Maybe.
No, the most fun I had with you was that was it a ping pong event we went to, or Matthew Judon was there?
Oh, that was the first time I met you.
No, we've met before that, but
was it
that night though? The funniest thing about that night to me was, do you know how fast they got David Pasternak out of there?
Yeah.
No, like it was like he played ping pong and he was like grabbed in a cape and because he's big time.
And Judon was big back then too.
Judon's a huge dude, huh?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how big. But yeah, at that point he was.
I hung out with him in Loudon last year before he got traded.
Of course, you're a Loudon. Yeah. Gentlemen, start your engines. Be a man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good one.
Steer your car engine for hours. Be a man.
All right, we got to go to break.
All right.
Harmon, great job, man.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
I was going to say, Merry Christmas to you. Buy his book. It's on Amazon. What's the name of your book? Just Be a Man?
Yeah, Be a Man.
Be a Man?
Yeah.
I'm interested in more stories from you.
Yeah.
I want to know about the Redneck Brawl.
Redneck Brawl, yeah.
And I need maybe a follow-up.
Yeah.
I would like to do that.
You can actually, the weigh-in is free on the 12th. It'll be live streamed, and then like the first hour of the fights on the 13th is free.
And you are a former collector as well, card collector. You used to make cards too. Well, you have the ability to bet. Not betting football cards. I'm talking actual cards, like trading cards.
Yeah, I mean, I used to deal in them years ago, like a long time ago. Back when the hobby was. You can make money.
It is so huge right now.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's
very complicated.
And I'll be honest with you, Drake May is really helping it out.
I would believe so.
All his stuff, but people are interested again. It's really here, especially.
Those Mac Jones cards I have aren't any good.
They're not worth anything.
Okay.
I put them in the stockings this year.
Yeah, right.
It's like coal.
I'll wallpaper my wall with them.
All right, he's a Harmon, everybody. Be a man. He's North Shore's finest. He joined us here at the Silven Street Grille tonight. Buy his book. We got to go to break. I'm Joe. Jordan Love was named NFC Player of the Week. Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft named finalists for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And segment here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. In this hour, The Sports Hub has been brought to you by our good friends, because they are good friends over at Comcast Business. It's giving your business a $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to Gig Speed package. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Skaz, how's it been back there? Is it just you and Mark?
You know it, Joe. Just me and Mark hanging out. It's, Luis was here a little earlier, but other than that,
Luis.
it's just me and Mark. A little college basketball, talking some Bruins. You know how it is.
Nice. Anything we didn't talk about? Should we look at the rundown?
Hey, why not? I got the rundown right in front of me here. Jaylen Brown, we did. Patriots heading into the bye, we did. Brian Barrett, Joe Ryan, Ben Johnson, and Mike Vrabel, we kind of did. Oh, Jeremy Swayman.
He's been good. Last night he gave up 3 straight goals, which doesn't help. But my quick take on Swayman is he's been really good, but he still needs the platoon.
Can I tell you?
Go ahead. Yeah.
This is what you put in the rundown. 8:35. Jeremy Swayman has been good, but. So I was excited to hear the but.
He still needs. He still needs the like Sturm even said. Hey, we're playing him. He's been good. He has been good. He's been better. He's been really good. But I still think last night, giving up 3 goals out of the gate, it's not really having. You know what I mean? I still think they should have went to Korpisalo, but coach believed in him, and I think they got burned last night.
Korpisalo's been not great, though.
He hasn't.
And the 2 kids in Providence are both playing unbelievably well to their first 15 or so games each. They both been really good.
The talk is they're going to be buyers. I hope not. If they can get out of Korpisalo's deal and play one of these kids late, I would do it, But whatever. What do I know? Anything else on there that we missed?
Patriots, Bills. You got to the poop story. Craig Breslow.
Yeah. I think that's it.
I think that's it, Joe.
All right. Well, who do we have on the line with us right now? Is this Street Team Joe? It's Street Team Joe. How you doing? I thought you were going to be here tonight.
I know. They didn't have me on the street team tonight. No street team.
They walked in. Shirley was like, "Where's Joe?" And I said, he's not here tonight. And she goes, "I had all the food ready for him." And I said, "Well."
Oh, my God.
And so.
What have you had, Joe, on the menu?
What have we had? We had that nice little sampler platter that they have with the steak and cheese egg rolls. We had the little potato skin sliders with bacon on the top.
Yeah, those sound awesome.
Quesadillas. There was some coconut shrimp. There was buffalo wings, firecracker shrimp, apple pie, crisp, chocolate cake, and more will be coming.
Wow, I've missed a party.
And buffalo dip.
Is Topher there with you?
He's next to me, yes.
Oh, tell him I say what's up.
Street Team Joe says what's up live on air.
Joe, I just had some very good wings. I wanted to alert you about that.
I saw the video.
Yeah.
Talk to me, because it smelled, I guess there was a scent that might have knocked people out. Tell me about it.
So we went to this place called The Common Room. It's in Needham, and it's the same owner. It's the same owner as Buff Pub, actually.
Yep.
So they have opened up another location, and the wings are pretty identical to Buff Pub. And we went, and they were spicy wings. Jackie got the buffalo wings, and it was. She said it was an 8 out of 10, so a pretty good grade from her.
Well, tell Jackie that I think that's very high of her, because you've taken her to other places and they didn't get that high of a ranking.
No, it's been poor rankings so far for the couple of buffalo chicken places we've gone to.
Well, Joe, Matt in our chat says he thinks that the food talk is boring. So
the food talk is boring? Oh, come on.
And he said it seems to get brought up a lot on YouTube lately. So what's your take on the Celtics and what's happening with them?
Most impressive person by far to me has been Jordan Walsh. I counted him out at this point, Joe. You know me. I'm a green teamer, but even I did not see a role for Jordan Walsh on this team, and I feel like he's by far been the most impressive player in terms of carving out a role, and I think he could be he could be your 7th to 8th man or potentially starter even when Tatum comes back. I think his length and versatility is good, great so far, and he's been very impressive to me defensively. He's been guarding the best people on each team.
Okay. Do you want Jason Tatum to come back?
I do want Jason Tatum to come back, Joe. The East is wide open.
Okay.
Who do you like coming out of the East? If the playoffs started today, who would you have coming out of the East?
Cleveland or New York?
Cleveland, New York. No Detroit? You wouldn't give Detroit a chance?
Nah. No.
No, yeah. I'd be curious to see what Scott had to say about it. Cade Cunningham's been very impressive to me.
No, they lost to the Celtics.
No, they did, but that's going to happen. Jaylen Brown went off, but I really like the Duran Cade Cunningham pick and roll.
And you got that nice card from Duran that we're trying to sell for you.
Yeah. Oh no, that's Dylan. No, Harper, Ron Harper.
Oh, I thought it was.
Yeah, he's coming off the bench. Well,
okay.
But yeah, let me know how the card selling is going to go, Joe.
Skaz, who wins the East right now?
I want to see how the Giannis thing shakes out. Maybe that's kind of a cop-out, but I think he is a major, major factor in who wins the East. Him coming up lame tonight is very unfortunate timing. Yeah, it's lame. Calf strain for Giannis. I still think I'm kind of with you, Joe. I think the Cavs are still the team to beat in the playoff series in the East, mostly because of Donovan Mitchell. I think he's shown that. Who knows what Tatum looks like when he comes back. I think the Celtics do still have a chance in the Eastern Conference, which isn't something I thought I'd be saying at this point of the season, but we'll see what happens. I like Detroit as well. I just don't know if they're going to take that leap yet. I don't know if they have the shooting to get them there. I think they still need to add some perimeter shooting.
Hey, Joe, do you poop in the morning first?
Yeah, first thing I do.
Okay, that was our musings tonight. It should be normal to poop in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah, normal. Yeah, poop, coffee, breakfast.
Joe, what would you say the hierarchy of the show is? Sports, food, or poop? What order?
I think it's probably sports, followed by. I think a good poop talk is great for the show. I think I really enjoy crop dusting, too, if we want to throw that in there.
Oh, yeah,
I love crop dusting. Yeah. And then, food. Me, Joe, we could talk food 24/7.
Okay. All right, dude. Well, thank you for calling in. I'm glad the wings were a hit.
Yeah,
and
we'll go common room. We'll test it out.
All right, well, I got some places, too, so maybe we'll do that soon.
Yeah, I just placed the future on the Magic, Joe, by the way, to go to the finals. So that's my official pick.
We're getting the hook.
All right, see you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. Skaz, great job, Skaz. Intern Mark back there from Curry. We're going to talk. We're going to have fun with you next week before we say goodbye to you. We got to say goodbye to all of you. Thank you to everybody here from Silven Street Grille in Peabody. Molly helped us out tonight. Shirley Moscatel helped us out with the prizes tonight. Thank you to everybody. The Be a Man guy. Thank you, sir. Brian Barrett. We got to go. I'm Joe Murray. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere.